So what you got live is gonna go live on that? What's happening, world? What's happening? Sound business tonight, as always. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't be no punk. And her nigga had a little one, shrimp. It was fun. Why? Because I did some shit that nigga couldn't do. Hey, what's happening, world? Happy Friday. Welcome to another episode of Cognac Confessionals. I'm your host, Deshaun, here at Webb Media Meets Studios in conjunction with VJ TV, Feral Films, History in the Making Entertainment, Keep It Cloudy Productions, you know, on this beautiful Friday. I got a jam-packed session set up for y'all tonight, man.
All-star cast.
You know what I'm saying? I got some factors in here, you know, as always, and let everybody introduce themselves. But first off, I just want to say, fuck y'all if you don't fuck with us. Nah, I'm just fucking with y'all, but nah, seriously. Let's tell everybody who you are, what you doing. Yeah, what's happening?
Yo, it's your boy Cam, K-A-M-M. Man, we in this building tonight. We got a good show for y'all. Stay tuned.
Hey, what's up, man? It's the boy Pharaoh, a.k.a. Pharaoh the Most, a.k.a., you know, whatever you feel in.
Yeah.
What's up with the Black Web Projects? Still doing projects every now and then, you know what I'm saying? But backgrounds doing what we doing, so have fun, huh? Good.
Yep, the Super Dazzle Boy, Sydewayz, Sydewayz Cafe, the original sideshow documentarian. Also, just recently, City Council candidate of Oakland.
There it is.
There it is. A whole bunch of other things, man. Proud to be up in here with these brothers.
That's what's up.
Dame Hooker Boy Filmz, Oakland original. You know me, you know my family. We out here.
That's what's up.
From the east to the west.
East, you know what I'm saying? It's town business tonight.
A lot of history.
We got a lot of town business in the building tonight, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And usually everything we do here is town business, as always. And I just want to, you need something in your glass. I want to do it. Can we start off with a...
Can I pretend?
No, that's blasphemy.
I mean, there's a little something in there.
No, you got to pour some more in.
A measurable amount.
Just some.
Not too much.
Yeah, just dab will do you.
Ow!
There you go. A dab will do you.
Yeah.
Dab will do you. Start off with to a healthy, wonderful,
Yes.
and to make all you brothers' bank accounts and whatnot, and all your longevity. And I wish you all prosperity and continued success and blessings. That's for me to y'all. And we start this shit. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, y'all, we action-packed tonight, y'all, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in, as always. You can be doing anything on a Friday, but you choose to fuck with your boy, and I appreciate it. So, yeah, wow, we got some guys in here tonight, man.
All y'all, if y'all got the show pulled up, go ahead on the share right there.
Share that
arrow.
Tell me tuning in,
Just
hey.
share now.
Hey, do that?
Get that arrow right there. Making it share.
You brothers have been instrumental in a lot of things in the town, and in the entertainment industry. And I love to like I said, showcase us, what we do, what we got going on, what we know, what we doing, networking, politicking, movies, videos, anything we doing when it's come to us, black owned. And I want to first and foremost, once again, salute you brothers.
Absolutely.
For what y'all doing, because it's not regardless of what area of business or whatever you are in, when it comes to us, it's not easy. And I salute y'all for y'all longevity and what y'all doing and what y'all continue to do. And I'm going to always support y'all vision. And I'm going to say that first and foremost.
Hey, Tommy.
For sure. So, Pharaoh, I'm going to let you lead the interview.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? Man, you
Cuz
know,
was
this
good.
is just a real impressive crew, man, and we go way back. But one thing about each one of these brothers is that there's been moments in my career that I was in time of need, and each and every one of them came through. We had to go to Fresno one time. We had to go to Fresno State to do a show. We did a video first, and Yap said, I'm already on the freeway, man. Just tell me the exit. One time I was stuck in West Oakland without a lens, this and that. I'm like, Hooker, where you at, man? Hooker said, I'm sideways to you. Well, another time I needed somebody to film something, and Webb said, man, I can be there in 15 minutes right here in this very room. So that's one thing, though, that even though each one of these brothers is very accomplished in their own right,
Yes.
one thing that's really impressive about them is in a time of need, there's some cats you can call on. Some cats, when they reach a certain status, you can't call on them for nothing.
This cat
Each
that
one of
don't
these
reach
cats.
a certain status who you can't.
Right!
So-called comments.
Right!
That shot won't even pick up for you.
Because when you're into doing this creativity and things like that, sometimes you run into, and that's why some cats, they names be ringing, but when you're doing this entertainment, when you're doing this videos, when you're doing filming, it's a collaborative thing.
Right.
And sometimes you run into, I don't care how much you got together, sometimes you run into pitfalls and obstacles. And when you do, when you got cats who know exactly what you're going through, you can call on them, they be like, don't even trip, blood, I got you.
For sure.
It's nothing.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Webb, you've been doing your thing for a while out here. You know what I'm saying? And Webb one of them type of cats that if a cat say he don't know Webb, I look at him funny because, man, Webb on all levels, man. High society, the motorcycle. Webb, you everywhere.
Yeah, I'm everywhere. In fact,
Movers and shakers.
hey, he called me one time. We go to Frisco. My first pimp. I see pimps everywhere. I'm like, oh,
Right.
no. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was cool.
I think that was one of the Fillmore Slim
Yeah,
birthday party or
yeah.
something. It was
It was
over there
cool.
at what they call it now, the Fillmore Cultural Center or whatever.
Cool.
And then Yap, you know, man, you set the trend on them sideshow DVDs.
Sure.
And man, and look at the movie. If you ain't seen
The
it,
whole world on that. The whole world. My brother started that. If you
No,
didn't know,
hold on, bro.
he started.
Hold on, bro.
If he
We
wouldn't
both
have
started
filmed
that one. Yeah. Hey,
Hey,
hold
yeah.
on. Tell what's going on with that one.
Tell me a little bit about that back then, Will.
This shit go back to like
You got
98, 99,
Mhm.
right?
Where
Me
were
and
we
Yap.
at? Where were we at?
Hold on. Me and Yap was kids, right?
Mhm.
So I'm gonna tell you the whole story.
the real side.
Shortly though.
Yeah.
We go back for a long time, right? I was on the block. I was a young kid then on the block, hair and everything else, right? So my partner bought one of the first little Sony 100s DVR cameras. Remember those? When they
Yes.
first came out.
You have to have some bread to have them.
$1,200.
Mhm.
And those little cassettes, you could put music on the background. I figured it out. I'm editing with a big screen TV with 2 VCRs at my mama's house going back and forth, putting Biggie Smalls, you know, that shit back together, not knowing what I'm doing, but I'm editing. Right?
Trial and
So
error.
I'm filming. I see this man right here with a big ass real camera. His shit was so big. I'm like, who is this dude? So every Friday, Saturdays, there's a little sideshow going on. I keep seeing him, right? You feel me? He even up in the sideshows. He burning rubber and shit,
What's up,
come out with a
cousin
camera and shit. I'm like, okay. But remember, I'm just editing every weekend. So, shit, I think like 2000, everybody started putting TVs in their cars with a VCR in the trunk. Remember those?
Had the PlayStation.
So I came up with an idea. I'm
Yeah.
selling old school Too Short selling mixtapes. I'm selling old school
Mhm.
VCR tape for $10
Hey, Bonita.
on 90th.
There you go.
Remember that?
Yeah.
But he changed the game though. See, that's one thing, the game is always changing. As I'm selling VCR tapes for $10 a pop, I'm making $200-300 every day for months. They like, man, Webb. No, well, shit. Way back then, I wasn't Webb then. I was Antoine.
The evolution.
So
Yeah,
it's like,
evolution.
you know, I come from the block, so I'm selling little VCR tapes $10. They like, shit, man. Oh, man, he went broke. I said, I wasn't broke. I was selling VCR tapes, making some money. So all this had happened. And then old school Hood to Hood came out.
I remember that.
Remember that?
DVDs, they was something.
Hood to Hood first came out. They wasn't DVDs yet.
Yeah, still VCR.
It was VCR.
Right.
Because I was going to
VHS was.
I was going to old school Kmart, spending like $20, $25
Yes.
buying VCR tapes, popping them. So I told my partner, I said, hood the hood out. I said, blood, we're gonna get a fucking RV, pop, take it to every hood and make $100,000. I'm on some one time, you feel me? And then he changed the game. It came out with Sydewayz on DVD. Changed the whole
A lot of
game.
y'all might not realize how significant it was, but you had people on the city council accusing this man of staging sideshows.
It's on him, man.
They said that they tried to say the sideshows was a crime wave, and that this man was
He changed the
responsible.
game.
So something that
so
been
when he
going
came
on
out-
in the city of Oakland since the 1980s,
80s.
and they were looking for
Old
somebody
school.
to what's it called when you blame it on somebody, scapegoat.
Yeah.
So they were
He changed the game.
So I
you-
heard it
you
and I
know
said, they giving me a little bit too much
Yeah.
credit
Yeah.
for being one little motherfucker. And I'm a regular of an old school
Man.
Oakland culture. Hell, I would have never dared take that credit because that would have took a culture away and all of the history away from a whole bunch of people for what? For some clout? No.
No, it's
So-
just like you the first one that did it on camera though.
I
That's
was
what
the first
basically
one
they
to
was
put it
saying.
They would even
That's
put
what
that
they
in the
basically
media
said.
though,
Yeah.
man. The news, the newspapers and stuff, they was repeating that you was supposedly just
Yeah.
Well,
It changed the game.
it came down to one particular council person at the time that accused me in front of, and luckily it was in front of some people and they heard it. And, he accused me of some other stuff, at that time too. I like probably everybody in this room, I got a criminal record. I've been doing other stuff in my life. Somehow this particular council person, I'm not gonna say it was right or wrong. Wasn't in that, but somehow somebody allowed him to see my criminal history, even though I wasn't involved in no crime. I'm not gonna get into that
Politics,
conversation,
yeah,
but what
politics.
I say, he accused me of using my Sydewayz brand and my sideshow project as a cover-up to sell crack. That was what he publicly accused. That was said.
Defamation of character.
Defamation of character. Had I known better, had I had an attorney,
I had a
different
team
thing.
for you.
I mean, when you talk about how Elaine Brown just got paid off of something that a public official
Like 2.3?
may or may not have done.
Exactly.
If I knew better back then,
Don't speak on me wrong.
I would have been the next,
Hey,
paid person out of
man,
Oakland.
let me tell you something. Remember, what did our grandparents tell us and our grandfathers and our fathers tell us? And even Scarface told you, what do you got in this world?
Your
Your balls and your word.
For sure.
And the third thing was your name.
You know what's crazy about that story, just hearing it for the first time, is that they tried to slander you in this paper, but in that paper, they had holes in the paper.
Yeah,
And they
on
each
the back
page
of
press.
it. Yeah, the back of
You know what I
it.
mean?
I got a question. My brother Rob Hankins Jr. says, did you have a soundtrack to Sydewayz DVD?
So the interesting part about that is there was a
That's
soundtrack.
your brother?
We didn't officially put it out.
That's
School him all the way.
That's
We
my
had
guy.
started a record label. I should say record. We started a record brand and had the thing ready. I didn't know enough about the music business. We were still so hyped off of this project. Yeah, we were young.
It was drinking.
We were kids. We were kids. It wasn't like there wasn't a knowledge. Had I known today what I know, had I known back then what I know today,
There wasn't no
Foresight is
plan.
2020.
There wasn't no plan.
I mean, hindsight is 2020.
there's always an opportunity to do that. I still know all of the artists that were on the project. We're all still in great
Ram.
communication. All of them are still
What's up,
town folks. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it would be too much of a stretch to say, we can figure out how to do that. This is classic music.
I got it.
You got it?
I still get emails.
You can
of-
see,
of
make sure
cats
it's still
asking
up.
like, hey, how could I find that song?
So look, I'm gonna bring it back for a minute. So after that, I had my son. I got married, right? Came back and seen Hooker Boy was doing his thing.
That's
Man.
that's what I'm going down the line. So
Hooker Boy was doing his
we gonna
thing.
get- we gonna
Rob
get-
Hankins said,
we'll
was there a
get-
song called Tires Burn on it?
Yes, sir. Tires burn.
Yes,
That's
it did.
right. Who did?
Cali Poo,
Cali
Debo, Dividends, from remember old school VC, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
VC
yeah,
record.
yeah,
You know, Rob was on We See Records. Rob, wasn't you on We See Records?
Right, that's my.
I remember
I remember
DVDs,
we see records.
And I remember Debo.
Hey,
Yeah.
Rob the one that did the interview for the first Sydewayz?
Rob, they used to call Rob the Rev back in the days, but he was on We Seeds.
Right,
Or you was affiliated with We Seeds. I remember
So,
that.
Was he on that track?
We see
Rob, were you
Oh, he
on that
made
track?
the beat.
He said he made the beat.
Okay, so he was
So-
on credit there.
Right, and Hook, to you, because I want to, and this is the thing. We gonna hit all three of y'all at the same time, in intermingling with this.
He said that they have a
You the Rev. That was Rob. Rob was
Yeah,
the right.
the
Said the
Rev.
Rev.
Hey, the
You-
machine, bitch pressing 1,000 fucking
You've
pounds.
been synonymous with videos and movies. You got. So I'm gonna ask the question, and every question I ask is at all three of y'all to answer individually. What brought you to start your journeys in movies, whether sideshow, because even with Ram and Drop was doing the same back in the day. I remember with the sideshow Go Dumb. Yeah, I remember sideshow. I even remember before then. The old school sideshow was that's a rites of passage in the town. You know what I'm saying? Because we are town citizens. You know what I'm saying? We town originals. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what made me want to do it, I just wanted to see how TV worked. I didn't understand how the editing went, and
Yeah.
how they made the movies and all that. So I really wanted to see how TV worked. And then my biggest influence was I was just outside just filming, like in 2003, 2002, filming, going Mac Dre and them, just filming, hella shit, just filming. So French Brace came to me. He was like, let's make a movie called shout out French Brace and Twiceburg. They was like, they was doing all type of shit already with the little movies and shit. So I got in. He was like, we're gonna do something called Oakland Gone Wild. Remember Girls Gone Wild?
Yeah.
Oakland Gone Wild.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, let's do it. So all the footage I had, we just put it together and made. You feel me? So if you see my first documentary, They Got Game, and you see Oakland Gone Wild, it's some of the same shit. It's like some of the girl fights, all that shit. But I put that out with them, and then me and Kev F started working. You know what I'm saying? Feel me? We started doing Straight Outta Hunters Point. He already had that done. And then I started doing Rap Dreams with him with Mr. Fab. We started following Fab.
And then you go have one that went like this straight to HBO, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's before. That's after. So then we had, after I did that, I had did a movie with Webb Yak. That was my first movie in 2008.
Okay.
Big Trouble in Little. Yeah.
Webb showed me how to do movies, Big Trouble.
Town classic.
And then I moved on to the documentary that you talking about, which is popped in Oakland. I had leased it to Current TV, and then Current TV, somebody from Current TV leased it to HBO. So they had came out here and followed us around. It was like following my.
And that was with the
three or
boy
four
had the
Hen-
purple
Hennessy,
shell.
Hennessy, Bobby Blue Nose.
Rest in peace to Hennessy.
Pretty Black.
Rest in peace to Pretty Black.
Yeah, all of them. I was following them around. We was doing the documentary, and they all came up. They all died before we could finish.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Special rest in peace to Pretty Black, man. That
Black,
was a
my
real
dude.
dude,
We
man.
was everywhere. So then after that, it was basically back to the movies. I did
White Out.
I did another movie.
My
called,
guy.
I did another movie called Bigger Trouble in Little Oakland. And then I did
Shout out to Bav Gang,
yeah,
too.
Bath again. And then I did one called No Days Off. That's on YouTube. After that, what else we got? And then I started working with JT the Bigger Figure. I stayed in Atlanta for like 7 months. We did a lot of movies.
Trap
out there.
flicks and all that.
Yeah, trap flick movies, independent games and all that.
The Bay has been.
Curtis Snow.
Not to cut you off, but
That's not, yeah, Curtis.
Yeah,
Snow.
It's the Stalker. I did that one too.
Yeah, we've always been independent from even the 80s. You can look at Shorts, 75 Girl. A lot of things in the Bay Area, and
Not to cut you off, but
No,
why
go
do you think that? Why do you think
Because-
it's so independent?
because it's in us, it's not on us.
Yeah.
And that's just being real. And I'm not stepping on no other section, no region or nothing, so nobody getting your feelings, because feelings don't pay bills, cash pay bills. We've always, from once we were youngsters, our parents, grandparents, we all had a big mama, we all had a granddaddy, somebody, even if it was somebody that may not have been blood related to you, who instilled us with some ism.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it was your cousin, your friend, some motherfuckers from the blocks we was from, because we all come from the soil,
For sure.
and we got that shit. And we've always, it's been mouth to ear, which Pharaoh knows. Mouth to ear is how you learn anything.
Mm-hmm.
A textbook can teach you so much, but mouth to ear will give you everything in the life experience you go through.
If you're smart enough to listen. But
You
you
gotta
gotta
grab.
You gotta grab it.
You gotta grab
grab
it.
Big Mama used to try to give me certain game, and I'd be like, and then I wake up one day and be like, man, she was giving the nigga the blueprint.
My grandma did everything. Grandma Hooker, she did everything.
For sure.
She had the first burrito taco truck. We had structure. We had even Mama did, my mom. And we had structure, man. It was she feed the homeless, she showed you how to give back, she showed you how to be nice. It was a structure, man. It ain't no more Big Mamas. Big Mamas is 32 years old now. 40,
Right.
35, 36. They got baby,
Yeah.
your kids that have babies hella young and that age, like 36 years old, or grandma.
Here goes the thing.
Don't even
She's
understand.
36, a daughter 22, and they in the club together.
Yeah, for real.
So
She
you
done
can't
had
even
her
get a
ass
certain
16.
level of
If she had her at the
respect.
same age she had her baby at 15. That's how it be. I know a few girls
It's a
like that.
vicious
Damn,
cycle.
that's crazy. Like, you a grandma? I just became a grandpa.
I'm not a grandpa yet.
Yeah.
Thank the Lord. And my oldest is 24.
I'm 49. I ain't scared to say
And
it.
speaking
Oh,
of
yeah.
that, your new movie,
Oh.
man, is really doing numbers over there
Oh,
on
yeah.
there. on
Yeah.
YouTube. Shout out to
Yeah.
that, to the Price, man.
Yeah.
This
Price,
is-
Evolve
Yeah.
doing
The
numbers
Evolve
too
series.
on Tubi too.
Mhm.
And I got Big Trouble in Little Oakland on Tubi. But the Price, yeah, that's doing numbers. I think
That's a well-made movie, man. You got
That's
your
just-
classic right there.
Yeah, I didn't even know I was gonna do that. I swear to God, I just like, let me put this on YouTube one day on Christmas. I said, I'm gonna do it on Christmas. Put it on Christmas, 200,000. It was getting 10,000 a day.
Yeah.
It was like, people was like, you got fake views. It made sure it was getting 10 a day, bro. I swear to God. It was
Say
like
2011, you can't manipulate that YouTube
Yeah.
algorithm back then. What your numbers is now is what your numbers
I
is.
love YouTube. YouTube better than Tubi to me. Keep it real. Because YouTube partner just like Tubi. They got the same partner deal.
So,
Same one, but you can see all your shit. In Tubi, you got to go through this person, that person, and it be hard.
Yeah.
Overseas, people like, bro, no, bro. I can't
So
wait
we got
till
gatekeepers.
I can't wait till I can't wait
all
till
of,
May.
all of these
I
shits
can't
are
wait till
like
May
that.
so my shit get released, pushed off of there, because I'm putting it right back on YouTube.
So,
I was doing numbers on
my
Tubi.
question to each of y'all, and I want each of y'all to answer this individually. And whoever go first. Where did your drive come from in the beginning? There's a part 2 to this question.
That's like, I call that like a passionate question. I was, this happened in 07 when I left from the sideshow stuff. So 07, it was an R. Kelly song called Rockstar. And we as filmmakers were visionaries. We hear his music and we hear stuff and we visualize what's going on. We're visionary, right?
Mhm.
So when I heard that, I was like, damn, I seen the whole video. So I went out, spent $900 on the XL1S Sony.
Yes.
Spent $900.
Rocky.
Everybody laughed because they know that camera, right?
Rocky.
I spent $900, right?
You're the one that do like this?
Yes.
Rocky.
Yeah.
Rocky.
And look, I still got it.
You still got it?
First camera.
Dude just shot, not to cut you off, dude just shot a little junior video on the sideline with one of those.
Really?
The little one. He was shooting with that, he gonna put that in the video, and it's gonna be old
Yeah,
school.
I still
They
got
ain't
it.
do no filters or nothing.
I still
You
got
should
it.
use that.
So check it out. So I did that.
Rap you hard.
I shot my first video because I didn't know any rappers at that time. I was like 27, no rappers was that period. So I went out, bought me a computer, did all this, had my own studio, learned music, started playing with music, and it was a Lee Major beat called Knock 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 Knock.
Mhm.
I sampled that beat for the first time. I'm playing with music. And by me playing with music, it taught me how to play with sound. Now I'm editing sound and video. I'm like, wow, it's the same concept, same timeline. Like, oh man,
Beats and
this shit hella cool,
rhythm.
right? So I'm cutting sound to different stuff, and then so I shot my first video. I'm rapping. You feel me? I'm not a rapper. Like people need to learn their own lane. You don't do the stuff that you think you want. No, I learned how to rap, but they taught me how to play with sound. But my main thing was to shoot videos, right? I wanted to be a filmmaker. So I seen Shady Nate one time. He out there shopping.
Shout out to Shady
You
Nate.
feel me? With a
Live
nice ass
wire.
bra. Like she was fine too, Shady. You feel me? So he gonna walk. I'm like, bro, what's up, Shady? He's looking at me, trying to size me up. You feel me? I'm looking like, what's up, bro? He's like, man, what's up? I said, listen, man, I shoot videos, bam, bam, bam. He got my number, bam, 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 right? So he sent me a number, bam, and we just linked up, shot my first video with him. I said, oh, this is cool. So ever since then, I was doing that, right? So I'm shooting his videos, and then I'm shooting weddings too. So my first wedding, and this is what I'm gonna tell you little young dudes.
There's money in weddings.
It's money in weddings, but this my whole thing is this. For every young
I
dude,
paid for my shit cash. That shit wasn't cheap.
nah, if you wanna do something, jump into it. Don't worry about the money. The money's there.
You paying for love.
It's gonna come to you. So check it out. My first wedding, I did for free. My second wedding, $300. My third wedding, $500. The next wedding was $800. The next wedding was $1,500, $2,000, and it clicks in me. You're shooting weddings and learning how to edit it, and they're paying you to learn your craft. I said, wow. So now I'm learning my craft. They're paying me to learn my craft.
For sure.
Okay.
And then you got YouTube to teach you how to do your craft. So I'm like, okay, they're paying me. So then I'm putting money back into my business, right? I'm putting money back. Then it hit me. Why are you putting money back to your business? Barter. Let me shoot you 3 videos and you buy me a camera for $2,500. Buy me a lens for, you feel me, $1,500. So now I'm bartering into your business. Your business is gonna make your money. You pocket all your money now, and then you just getting all your fucking, you feel me? All your
Y'all pay attention. He giving you the game.
You, my brother. Same question.
What was that question one more time?
Question.
The passion.
The passion.
Where in the beginning? What was your
Yeah,
passion?
here it goes. This was the true story, right? This is how Sydewayz was created. What was it? I forgot what, 98, 99, whatever it was.
When it started.
When it started. I was just like most other people in Oakland at the time, thinking I was gonna make beats or be in a rap game somehow, some way. All I know is the rule was you either better be working or going to school. That was it. I said, well, shit, I'm gonna go to school. You know, I don't think I was probably fresh out of whatever the county time it was. You know what I'm saying? I enrolled in Laney College, and I remember looking through the book and seeing something that said production studio. I said, okay, cool. They got a music studio up in there. So I signed up. I came in though, first day of class, find out this ain't music. This was broadcast production.
Shit.
I stuck with it. It wasn't like something I did on purpose. I fell up in there and I was just like, let's go.
Yeah.
I loved it. I was passionate about it. I was doing my thing, but then something else caught up with me that year. That's that very first year of broadcast production. I was supposed to be doing a 5-minute documentary piece to pass the class. I ended up having to go sit down for like 3 months or something, like in San Bruno, out in San Francisco.
Yeah, take time out.
Yeah, I had to take a time out. But the instructors at Laney, when I got out, I let them know. Somehow I got a hold of them while I was in jail, and I told them I'm planning on coming back. I just didn't know when I was getting out. What he said is, if you get out and you still complete this project, we're gonna pass you, and you can move on to the next phase. I got out. I did that documentary, 5 minutes. I had probably less time than everybody else, but I read through every single page of that book that they gave us. I probably read that same book like 3 times just to make sure that I was like on top of it. I was like, I love this craft. Now, when I was sitting in jail though, that 3 months, I'd already been in and out of sideshows, you know what I'm saying? At that time, I had a four-door green 79 Delta 88.
Mm-hmm.
They thought I had hydraulics.
Delta 88?
I remember that.
I remember them motherfuckers deucing the corner.
Yeah, remember we just called it dipping back then.
Yeah,
That's
dipping,
a whole entire gas brake dipping. Like, I don't put 3 damn extra birds on the damn thing. We just used to dip, right? That was what we did. I was just joking, right?
Yo, yeah.
But right before I went to jail there was, I don't know if that was, right before I went to jail, there was some big sideshow that happened that I was out there at it. And I remember sitting there seeing the news while I was sitting in Bruno, and the news was just like slaughtering us. Like, it's this, it's that, and the other. I'm like, no, wait a minute, I was just out there.
News,
I was like, wait a minute. When I first, you know, and here's go back even further. 1996 is when I came to Oakland, fresh out of juvenile hall. My mom sent me to my dad.
Mm-hmm.
My dad is in Oakland, so that's when I first got a hold of a sideshow.
Right.
It was unbelievable to me. I'd never seen that many black people in one space.
Where was you from?
Having fun.
Where was you from? Before you came
I was in the city.
Oh, you just
I was in the city.
Okay.
I went to school in Daly City. I was in jail in Frisco, often back and forth between Bruno and 850, knucklehead and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what we all
850
probably
Bryant?
did. 850 Bryant. Trust me. I learned. I was what they call a fast learner. I was like, oh no, I'm not getting comfortable up in here.
But I got back up.
I luckily for me, there was some people in my younger days that just like took me and was like, nah, bro,
We got something in the vision for
yeah,
you.
we got something else for you. You know, shout out to the OGs. You know, they were up in there. You know how it is. You see them on the street, they one way, but in jail, cleaned up, that's somebody totally different.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to those dudes that were just
To them overseers.
like, what the hell are you doing, dude?
And I don't mean the overseers in the connotation where we got police officers, but the gatekeepers on our side.
Everybody ain't all bad.
Same question to you, my reverend.
Let me finish this one on there, because I'm going to tell you why I got into it. Because I was sitting up in there, and as the news was saying all that shit about people that I know that were smiling, having fun all out that weekend, they slaughtering us on the news while I was sitting in jail. That's when I decided, wait a minute, I'm in school, I got access to equipment. Let me go and tell our story our damn self.
There you go.
And that's where it all started.
Man, for us, by us.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's dope.
Don't nobody need to speak
That's
for
why
Sean
you-
Hustle said he didn't know
why
you
you
was a
was-
transplant.
And that's why. And that's part of why.
Frisco, he good.
And that's part of why I was successful because that's part of why I was successful because it was an authentic viewpoint of someone who was trying to sincerely tell the story,
Right.
not capitalize on it, but to tell the story. Like, I'm gonna tell you the truth on what's really going on.
Change the game.
True story. 1999, I had a 5-minute piece of it. I was selling 5 minutes for $5 out at the sideshow. I was just trying to make sure I was paying myself back for creating these tapes. You know what I'm saying? The first Sydewayz project, that the 30-minute project, 32 minutes, I was selling for $20 straight. I wasn't taking nothing less. And that's when that's when the business started.
Got my
kicking in.
dub.
And I started telling, other folks,
I got some of the footage. I remember it. Out today. I remember.
during that time, I was telling
and-
people,
and-
y'all selling the shit too cheap. You're selling the culture outside of Oakland too
And
cheap.
MySpace owe you some money too. Hella
MySpace.
people had your footage as they. Remember, Pastor had the footage as a part of the
the intro
on
or their page.
their MySpace
Yeah.
page.
So-
MySpace.
You can
Shout out to all
just
that.
copyrighted
His
friends.
name's Tom. His name's Tom, right?
Yeah, Tom on friends.
Same
Just
question to
one
you, Hook. What was your inspiration in the beginning that before you picked up the camera, whatever, what was your inspiration and what took you there to just be like, this is what the fuck I'm finna do?
Like I said, I just wanted to learn TV work, but I didn't want to go through the process of learning that shit. So I was kind of.
You looking for the clip notes?
I ain't doing that, so I got hurt on my job, right? So
Yeah.
I had to go to like a rehab. So they put me in school. And my dad was like, it was like 99. My dad was like, computers about to be the shit, so you might as well go ahead and fuck with a computer some kind of way.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I'm not learning that shit. No way. So I fucking around with and learned graphic design. I was doing graphics first
Yeah.
before this, and then I was doing graphic designs.
Every time you call me for some tech support.
Man, listen. So then this dude was so smart. I was like, God damn, Ray, how you do that? Show me how to do that. he had his. He was on point with hers though. We was hood, but you was on professional point. It was professional. The inside was the booklet. He had all the booklets and things going on. I'm like, hey, hold on, he's killing us right now. That's what I. So then when I got into it, the first time made me really like it was when Buyowski called me for the Boys Award. He told me to film that shit. He's like, come on, need action camera. So I'm like, what? That's 2005.
Oh, we don't have a
whole
That's 2005. So yeah, that's when I really got into it. I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. And I started doing videos. I was like one of the first person really just pulling up in the hood doing videos. Because everybody wasn't fucking with, I don't know why they wasn't doing it, but when I seen videos done, it was like 16 millimeters and White Boys and, you feel me? Yeah. A couple of dollars to come outside, you feel me? But now I was like, man, I'm just trying. So I tried it with my cousin Act Up, then I started doing it with Phil. I did one video with Act Up and Phil, then I started just doing it with Phil, and then Phil was styling. And so on.
Shout out to Live Wire.
You feel me? And that's how
hopefully we get them on the show one day. Reach out, kind of network.
Yeah. So then from there, the Little Bloods, all them, you know what I'm saying? Started fucking with everybody, and then that's how I guess I was the first one. So everybody was like, you feel me?
That's what's up.
I changed the game with it because nobody wasn't really going to do it. Like, and I go places where people don't go.
Right, and so from a perspective of a lot of people, when it comes to us, everybody wants to be the guy in front of the camera.
Oh,
it's the guy behind the camera.
Yeah, I don't like the camera. I didn't even like the camera to this movie. I just did because the dude he faked on us in the movie in the middle of the movie. So I was like, I'm about to do it, bro. Hold the camera. I'm finna just make a movie. And I never acted in my life, and that was just the first time me just.
It's the behind it, right? To my point of this, I look at it like a sports. Let's use sports analogy because most people, niggas, follow sports. And I've said this, my philosophy. The cowboy gets a ring when you win a championship. The janitor gets a ring.
You do?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, yes. I never knew that.
Yes. Team sport. The cowboy gets a ring.
Okay.
The janitor gets a
For sure.
I'm telling you what. The janitor gets a ring. But most people want to be the face.
Yeah.
Y'all know, I tell you, I'd rather be behind the scenes. We do this because they was like, just you do it. I'm like, all right, fuck it.
This culture right here, though. This is culture.
But we used to do this, but I prefer to be
behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. Like,
because I go to the grocery store and nobody bothers me.
It's like you said, this right here.
Oh, but speaking on that, not because that was a cold thing back when, like right now, it's not bothering me because mostly everybody know me. But everywhere I go, like, why you kill your partner in the movie? Why you do this? Don't do that, bro. This is fake, bro. This is fake.
This is my imagination.
Niggas at home, bro. With family, bro. For real.
So I got another
Chill out,
question
bro.
for you.
Don't hate me because of a movie, bro. Don't do that. I love everybody.
When it comes to your craft, whether it's and me, so I'll give y'all three. So when I was in high school, we had cable studio. And I'm no expert. I dabbled. I did shit because it was there. It was like, fuck it, let's do it. So, and I graduated high school in '92. Getting to my age when we had the super VHS. Yeah. So we used to do all type of shit. And we had public access channel in high school doing all that, producing shit. I'm gonna be honest with you, it was something I was fun. I did it just to do it. But I never thought of a career of it. And I'd be honest, I was like, damn, I should have done it. Looking at now, like, fuck. And especially the circle and the team, were you guys in that age doing those type of things?
Nope.
No, I was on some good shit.
I went
to prison. Look, to go to where you was like,
we was in the hood, bro.
You had a camera. I was one of them. You filmed them little punks, redheads, everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, remember, I'm on the block. I'm probably about 22 years old. I hit every block one day. We all got dreads. That's when them old school, those old school throwback jerseys came out. It was like 04, like 04, 05. Everybody had dreads, everybody, you feel me? So I'm riding through the hood one day, going through the 90s, going through the 80s, going through the 70s. So I'm like, I had a 7 colors. I'm like, damn, everybody look alike. I'm feeling, I don't want to look like them. So I went to the barber shop, cut my dreads off. Got me a little cut. You know, we all did the dabble.
Everybody look the same.
I'm like, they ain't finna catch me, so I went ahead, put my little glasses on, got me an old school JanSport backpack.
There you
You
go.
know what I'm saying? So I'm moving weed, you feel me? I'm moving around. So back then, I'm like 19, 20 years old, and it hit me, you don't want to look like everybody else.
You don't.
You don't want to be a target. So when it came to filming, I said, all right, you know what I'm saying? I want to make everybody else look good. Let me get paid. I don't want to be that person in front of the camera. Like now, I don't, you know, now it's different because now I'm older and I'm getting to where I want to teach other people, so I don't mind being in front now. But for a long time, I wouldn't even be in front of a camera because I just wanted to be behind. But let me go ahead and make you look good as long as I move too. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that's where I came out with it. You know what I'm saying?
So, next question. What projects are you guys currently working on, and what are they? Your current projects you're working on, current projects you're working on, what you got set up coming up in the future. Let the people know what you got going.
Me?
Start with you.
Well, right now, I got a lot going on right now. No, we got like 3 movies going on right now at one time, right?
Yes.
We got Bippin' and Boostin'.
Oh, shit.
We
I hate Bippin'.
We
I know Bippin', them niggas is...
That's been me
Dude.
twice in 1 week.
We gonna do sliders next.
Yeah, we got sliding coming next. Sliding. Listen, sliding, for real. I just thought about how you just said that. That's crazy. I never thought about the movies that we just made up. But we had slide, me, Mr. Fab, Filthy Rich, Cookie Money, Young Junior,
Shout out to all of them cats.
Lil Blood,
We get them on here
Doodah,
one day.
Big Face Mill, City. We got that movie coming out, Sliding. It's called Slide and Slide. You already know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Bippin' and Boostin' about stuff. Then we got Members Only. Members Only is like the Players Club, though.
Yeah.
It's like a stripper movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be so raw. That's the one I can't wait to do. But that's what I got right now for now. And Evolve the series, season 2.
So you got Evolve and
Season 2 gonna be on Peacock though.
okay on Peacock. So on Evolve the series, what talent are you working with? Just shout out who you working with. So just Seminary Tiff been on the show.
Seminary Tiff,
That's
that's
the
my
plan.
little cousin. I'm trying to get Pharaoh to come in now.
I'm there.
Like a lawyer, man. Come
I'm
on,
there, man.
$1 million lawyer, man. That you gotta have
there.
that bag.
Available.
You gotta have that bag to come see, man. You gotta have that bag. Yeah, no play. But yeah, I got Mo Wright's up in there. I got Selena up in there. I have Rendrick, David Harrison. Y'all know David.
Shout out to Dad. Yeah, that's the homie.
David Raw.
We've been trying to line up for him to come on. Me and him
He
always in
back and
contact.
stuff. Yeah, he coming and stuff right now.
we was
Shout
shopping
out
up.
to Dede. And shout out to Free Jack too. They got another movie called Bay Laws.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bay Laws is hard. They just added like 30 more minutes to it. It's gonna be out pretty soon.
Got Glenn Plummer in there
Yeah,
and a few
what's his name?
Glenn Plummer from the Bay, from Richmond.
Yeah, he from Richmond. My partner that's doing it from Richmond.
Yeah.
Free Jack. Glenn Plummer and what's the other dude name? Not
Cuba
Cuba.
Gooding brother. Omar
Gooden?
Omar, yeah.
Yeah, shout out to him.
Omar, yeah. So yeah, we just working, man. Slowly but surely, we gonna get it together though.
That's what's up.
We working though hard.
So where can they find? You said Evolve season 2 is coming or out.
Oh no, that's gonna be on Peacock.
It's gonna be on
We
Peacock.
already got the Peacock.
So where can they find season 1?
On Tubi.
Find season 1 on Tubi.
TVOL, Love Spelled Backwards on Tubi.
Yeah.
And then you got Bigger Trouble in Little Oakland on Tubi. If you type in Oakland, it's gonna come over Bigger Trouble in Little Oakland.
Big Trouble in a Little
Mac
Oakland.
Ream up in them
Mac
joints.
Shout out to the guy. That's my guy. He been on the show. Yeah. Shout out to my guy. We did the scene in The movie we did with Steve, with me and Reem.
Shout out to Pharaoh. Pharaoh doing a lot of movies too.
Oh yeah, yeah. We moving over here.
I try.
Immediate mix.
You keep it moving, man.
Hey,
Got to.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm going to New York next weekend, man. So you know I'm gonna be in the Big Apple.
Yeah.
We're in New York. Shout out to the boy Rico.
Rico.
Right out of the road. We just did their
Yeah,
power.
Rico. Shout out to my guy.
Me and Rico got a movie too called Stepdaddy. Come on.
I saw the poster.
Yeah. Showing
Yeah.
out the fucking cut so we can shoot.
I saw the
But it's
poster.
so fucking funny. This dude is so. Shout out to Rico. Rico, I took all his skits and made a movie. That's how funny he is, bro. I'm talking about
Rico
everything he tell me.
beast.
I just record him and just be, bro. I
Shout
go
out to
back.
Dolph tuning
He
in.
just like- he
Anthony
just-
Moore,
he just
Monica.
He just too
No.
real with it. And if he put a movie out, if Rico do a movie, tell you it's gonna be over.
We're gonna do numbers.
Yeah, for sure. Cause he like Mike Epps to me. I don't give a fuck. That nigga like a hood,
Yeah.
funny. He just look at him and just be laughing. That nigga just say something
Yeah,
crazy.
he's a beast.
Off the
We've been,
fucking wall.
yeah, I didn't have it
I
up
love
a
him.
few times. We trying to network to get him here. We just,
Oh, yeah.
he busy. And the thing, that's the thing with, you know, the drawback for a half a second for y'all of doing a live show is when y'all busy doing shit, cause you gotta make money and do what y'all do. It's harder doing a live show, but I'd rather do a live show than a pre-recorded show. So, yeah, same.
I got a live show too every Thursday. Come on,
Spit it out. They like that. DJ Igor Beats, that's my guy.
I got a
What
live
it
show
do?
there.
I've been on there. Yeah, I function
I got a
Igor.
live show there. I do
Igor
Turf
every
Talk.
day.
I do Turf Talk TV. That's just videos. Countdowns.
Yeah.
It's Turf Talk TV every Thursday.
That's what's up. I fuck with
Yeah,
Igor.
from
Igor
12
been here.
We fuck around.
my guy.
Live on Twitch, Bay Live Radio.
Yeah, Hell Whiteout, Mad Mondays, and
Mad
then
Mondays.
they got Canary and I
Yeah,
forgot.
they got the new girl coming too.
Yeah, they all day. And you got Squareopolis on Fridays in the morning kicking them. Hey, you know me, I shout out everybody doing something because that's what it is. I'm like,
We working, man.
I'm about networking and
We about to be.
and
We
I'm
coming
gonna boost
back.
up
The Bay
everybody
is
doing
gonna be
something.
I ain't gonna even say the Bay. I'm just say Oakland. I'm gonna count for us first.
Well, we're the
We
heartbeat.
finna be back.
Oakland
We
is the
finna be
heartbeat
back.
of the Bay. We always
Watch
have
this.
it.
We finna be back.
Oakland is the heart
We
of the
they
Bay.
finna be talking.
But every other area, no
I'm gonna make
disrespect
them
or
talk.
no discount, because I got dual citizenship. You know me and my shit. But, you know, Oakland is the heart of the Bay. But everybody is an integral part.
Imagine.
Same question to you.
So I got my hands on a lot of stuff, you know. Video wise, I'm working with a really talented group. You know, shout out Jamar, Janae, who've been, you know, they've been taking like some of these videos for organizations and taking it to a whole nother level. I've been kind of,
Come on, young Mr. Collins.
yes sir.
Absolutely. Hey, Monica, shout out to San Jose too. We know y'all. We ain't forgot about the Shark Tank. Y'all good. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Collins, Mrs. Ford, two really, really talented people, both from Oakland. If I showed you some of that work, you'd be like, wait a minute, how do I get a hold of them? You know, just really being a mentor to a lot of other folks, a lot of younger cats, helping them understand the business, helping them understand their true value. One of the things that I remember when I was young in production, I never did an internship. And I never asked nobody to, at least not no free internship. I never believed in me working for free, and I never believed in anybody else working for free. So being kind of understanding like how to really translate somebody's talent into money, and so that they can sustain themselves and not be out here whoring their work. A lot of times, and you guys know this in production, people expect you to be some sort of an intern, pay your dues. Fuck that shit. You guys know what you're doing. Charge people for it. Find your customer. Find your customer. If you find your free customer, then trust me, give them some free work. You know what they say. you want me to work for free? I'm gonna give you some work for free looking stuff. That's in production. That's what we're doing right now. It's just more enterprise, you know, stuff for organizations. On the other side, though, we're launching the Sydewayz podcast. People have been demanding to see this content, trying to figure out over the past 6 months to a year, we're trying to figure out how do we deliver this in a way that's authentic, tells the story our way, but again, we're not whoring the footage away. We're not doing this for YouTube commercials and likes and all that stuff. So we did develop some ideas on how we can deliver our content in a way that we can monetize it for ourselves without being at the mercy of somebody else's platform.
No, because this shit costs money to do. Everything costs money. Ain't nothing free.
And a lot of the
But
work that we
they'll
did
charge
in
you
the
for that
past,
in a second.
we were risking our freedom. We were risking our life to get that stuff, and then people
You lose
expect
your
people to
car.
rent you for free.
No, license.
You
My
lose-
shit was spent like
You lose everything.
I
I
have
have shit on
myself
YouTube. I got
on.
some Mac Dre footage nobody ever seen in their life.
I got myself on my own footage at least between 6 to 10 times getting arrested by OPD just for
remember that.
shooting side shows.
I
I
remember
was
that.
not about to give this stuff up for free. I worked for this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I took the risk. I took the chance.
Shout out
And
to
so
you
we're not
and
gonna
Ram.
get
Y'all
that
both
for free.
brothers in the same
No
struggle when it
doubt,
comes to the
USA.
breakdown.
Ram was out there in
With
that
that side
that
show,
camera out
you
there.
know,
The sun was
my
not
God.
bad.
That's that Where Media Meets family you hear. You know what I'm saying?
Pack and save. Pack and save.
Yeah,
we right
not true story. So that's on that tip. That's I'm sure you can testify. I got hundreds of hours of this stuff, and so
And that's
we wanna make
archival
sure that
shit
it's
when it comes to
archived.
this culture.
It is, and it's not just sideshow stuff. It's we talk about all the way back to Mingles days. Cafe Jimmy's.
Yeah.
You know what? I was a little too young for Echelon.
I was in Echelon.
Broadway. I was in Echelon.
Echelon, Tyrone's on Broadway, all the old school spots, man.
All
Hey,
the artists.
I'm gonna take you to. I'm gonna say some shit right now. Lurk had faces on Foothill and
Faces?
Fruitvale.
Faces.
Faces.
Lurk,
Faces.
Sap.
Faces.
what?
That's what Kiki used to be at. Faces. That's why
Faces.
she's the old Kiki.
And the murders.
And the
On
murders.
Foothill. It's a laundromat right now.
It's a laundromat right on the corner.
Yeah, on the corner.
If you really go back, if you really go back, it was Club Urban.
And Twilight Zone in Alabama.
Those
You remember
faces.
Twilight Zone, boy.
Yeah.
The last thing I
That's
add
old
to that
school.
too is, in 2011 I started an IT company, and a lot of the brothers that are out here, a lot of brothers and sisters that are doing production still come to me because I still know that inside
Oh,
out.
yeah, I come to him every time.
Sure.
Actually, right
I always
now.
call him.
I called him
So-
every other. When he got his shop, I was good. Yeah.
And-
Let me get a computer. Yeah, fix this. And look at this. Yeah, you got this.
He's
got
like
Photoshop?
the-
Yeah.
He's
like, man,
that one guy tech.
He's
all
the
about
tech. He's the techie of the
Techie.
bay.
And
For real.
He's the real techie.
I want to go to you with the same question because I want to tap into that part of it, but I don't want to go into it without skipping you. Same question.
My thing is, I got a little busy, shit, carpenter, right? So I'm
Hey, you got to
building.
work. You had to build.
No. I'm building buildings.
Yeah, I know. Hey, life ain't free.
So, not just building
They
buildings.
charge you niggas for air if you let them.
So, with the
Y'all
filming
already
thing-
paying for plastic water in plastic bottles.
With the filming things, I stopped filming because it's the editing. The editing keeps you still. You gotta sit down for hours.
It's crap.
They think, oh, I'm gonna shoot your video,
Man,
but that's it. No, you spending 10, 20, 30 hours
Right.
editing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, my thing is, I love to shoot. I'm a shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just shoot, right?
I like you.
So,
At the ranch.
it made it easy because I got 3 scripts, but my main script is I want to make it into a cartoon.
There you go.
So this cartoon is gonna make it easier for me to get what I want out there to make it.
You know, the electric company,
Yeah.
Sesame Street, and
It's
shit to the kids.
it's gonna be phenomenal, right?
You got to.
And then not just that, just like I'm working on a podcast. It's a structure for youth because this the whole thing is.
You both of you
As I'm
going
getting
into
older,
my
as I'm
next.
getting older, I want to teach. I love
Go ahead.
teaching. I love. Oh yeah, shout out to Jay Red. Jay Red gave me my first teaching gig in Berkeley. I taught like 15 kids on filmmaking, and it blew my mind. So this podcast is going to be about the crafts of a lot of stuff. So I'm working on that, but also I want to make my first script into an actual animation first, and then after that we'll move on.
Camo. Hit
There
him.
we go.
Hit him with the question.
Yeah, so it's a lot of up and coming and aspiring youngsters and some that ain't young that want to do what y'all do, and y'all have been successful in what y'all do. So what's like the hardest thing about what you do? Like when you go to shoot a movie or a video, what is it that, because I'm a songwriter, so there's certain things like just sitting there sometimes for a long time and just coming up with lyrics. What is the hardest part? Because I have no idea. Like for me, I just see y'all filming, and then I know from being around Ram that it ain't as easy as just like how you said the product just being done. But what's the hardest part? And you know, somebody might see and have to overcome trying to get to where you guys are.
I'll say that, you know, in my experience, what set myself apart from everybody else is I took the time to learn my craft. I did not shortcut. I did not take any shortcuts and say, you know what, I can jump into this thing. And brothers would come into my shop when I had the shop off Seminary in MacArthur, and they were coming to me with questions about Final Cut Pro. How do I do this? How do I do that? Rookie questions. And I would say, do the tutorial. Tutorial ain't gonna take you too long, but it's gonna help answer you all those questions. Then you can come back to me with some real shit. And that's the first thing I say. At least read the damn book. They give it to you.
Well, Blue said, I got game like I read the directions.
Exactly. Read the damn directions. That's the first thing you can do. Go read a book. I don't give a fuck if it's Final Cut Pro book, or just go read a book on what you're doing. There's so many people that will give you everything you need to know. Just open up the book, do a web search. And then the most important thing though after that.
No, just hide it in the book if you don't want nobody to find it.
True. Niggas be like, fucking hell, I fall subject to that shit.
Is you gotta keep moving. Like, don't sit still and keep on overthinking. Go out and keep doing something. You're gonna get better as you keep doing it.
Right.
You know, Hook, I remember when Hook's first videos came out, and then I saw some of Hook's maybe about right before the pandemic. I was like, damn. I remember I seen it, I was like, what? Like, for real? And then when he told me what he was charging, I was damn near like, hold on, I might need to be his manager. You're not charging enough. Because it was a beautiful piece of work right there. And a lot of times, the other third thing too is don't shortchange yourself.
Yeah.
Know your value.
That's what I was doing. At first I wasn't, and then I just started. But now it's these kids. I just seen the nigga say a video for 2 videos for $150.
Yeah.
I ain't doing that.
You can't get me out 15. I need 1,500.
I don't even do videos.
Listen,
I know
out.
people out there
I have to point the camera at you right now, push play, then record, and then send it to you and say, where my I can't
Girl, what's happening, my boy?
But to piggyback off what Yap said is, learn your craft, learn your camera, learn your software. Don't just like learn your settings. Some people just shoot right off the camera. Learn your settings. First thing, like laughing now. He'll tell you, we all shoot flat. Now Hook started off shooting colored, and we all shoot flat. That way you become a editor, you become a colorist, you become all of this. You becoming like you will learn everything. Lighting, grip, mic, sound. Sound plays a big part in filmmaking.
Very much so.
Plays a big part into filmmaking. People just think it's videos, sound quality is second to videos. Period.
So one thing I will say when it comes to sound, and I've been I'm just an individual, and I've been blessed to be around a great team for years, and I mirror ideas off these minds, because you got to keep a great circle around you. And this conversation we having, I intend to include you all in this circle, because I have questions I want to learn. I always want to learn, and I will always give input, insight, and I receive the same as well. I think for us, when it comes to a lot of the projects that are out, there's a gap between, and the gap is no fault of our own. I'm trying to think of the right word. My mom used to make me like 3 words out the dictionary every day and come up with my own word and definition. I think the thing that happens, the opportunity, the opportunity to, like you said, learn your craft. That's key. Whether it's sports, filmmaking, rappers, poetry, whatever the fuck it is that you guys, you people, us, all of us, what you want to do. And I salute that. Because you said the fucking key. Learn your fucking craft.
Practice. In your lane.
Practice make perfect.
Learn your lane.
No!
It doesn't.
It don't give
Practice
your
makes
lane.
permanent.
Practice
If you
makes
practice shitty, you put out
Learn your
shitty.
lane.
Practice makes permanent. See, I play sports. I dabble in a lot of things. I'm like an octopus with a Sagittarius mind, which means I'm a motherfucker. What?
December 13th.
The 11th.
We special people.
But then I'm motherfucker. It sounds like you resonate. So you feel me? What's understood don't need to be explained. I'm just saying. But that drive, like you said, know your craft. I give y'all a half of a bar. I used to write.
And want to be there. Want to be where you're at.
I remember when we had Tecmo Bowl and
I remember
Super
that.
Tecmo Bowl,
Yeah, I remember
when you could have everybody had a team,
Oh, yeah.
and we can all play on the season. And remember when Sega Saturn came out?
Mhm.
It was $400 a pop, and I had one.
I don't remember how much it was.
I remember how
Remember
much.
Coleco Vision?
No, I had all that. I had it in television. My mom had a friend that worked for Atari. I had all the Atari
I had
games
Atari, sure.
in elementary school. But I'm saying, when it came to us being able to collaborate and do everything, like you said, read the directions, know your craft. We used to play these games where we always be able to incorporate ourselves in the same season. And I say this to not narrow it to video games, but like you said, know your fucking craft. I read the rules and read the shit. So I could be, when the Warriors was garbage, we the shit now, but back when Sega Saturn came out,
It was garbage.
we were garbage.
I remember people used to laugh at me for buying
Chris
Warriors.
Mullin and Weber.
That's what I'm saying. I read the instructions on the game how to do all this shit. And so when you play a season, 82 game season,
Yeah.
basketball, but football, 16 game season, I read all the instructions on how to do the juke move and all this. And I can have a inferior team on according to the Madden scale, but I beat you with that all-star team. You're like, nigga, how did you? I read the directions, nigga.
But hold on for a minute. A lot of cats are visuals before they read too.
Right.
So hold on though.
You're right.
So once you get good at what you do, go back and read on that. You're gonna learn something new.
Let me add this to that conversation because you just touched on something that's so important that I would have never realized had I not had my IT business.
Sure.
And even though I did say read the directions,
You have to.
we have to also keep in mind that there's a lot of young people out here
Visuals.
that have this education from out here, and their reading ain't as strong as you might think it is. So you might say, just go read it. And there's a block to a lot of people. There's some words in there that they don't understand.
You gotta comprehend.
And this is a lot of the work that I do right now with my IT business has to do with education and reading and math and stuff. And it's so fundamental that I take it for granted a lot of times when I say, go read the directions, not thinking, oh shit.
Can you
You can't
comprehend?
read.
Right.
What
right
you read.
now, right now, we can go into this another conversation. Right
We
now,
will.
Oakland,
We're gonna do this.
math and reading, especially for black kids, there's less than, I believe, don't quote me on the exact numbers, less than
I know
20% of black kids
I
in
know
this
the
city
numbers.
are reading and
Below
on math
poverty
on
line.
point.
Yeah.
And we're just assuming that they're able to look at this book.
And understand.
Understand.
And comprehend.
No.
Right.
Remember, we all
We had that same thing.
They
a couple days
understood.
ago when we were shooting out the
remember you had the CTDS test.
Yeah.
Reading comprehension.
Yeah.
The key word is comprehension.
Comprehension.
Right. Real quick.
For sure.
Like,
We just had the same problem.
and I'm hoping youngsters
We could be script.
hear this. I was 17 years old going to Castlemine, right? So I had this, chemistry, right? I love science. I wasn't real good in math, but I love science, right? I love science and writing.
The derivative
I
of
was
that.
a good writer, right? So I had this chemistry teacher. He was Asian, and the way he taught chemistry, I couldn't understand it. I didn't get it. right? So I went to my counselor, went there, I was saying something to him, he said he wouldn't do it, so I had cussed him out, he's talking. You know, he's 17 years old, doing that nigga shit. For sure. Went there, cussed him out, cut. I had Miss Bell, shout out to Miss Bell, R.I.P. You know what I'm saying? She was a good drama teacher, right? She was like, listen, go there, apologize to him, tell him why. So I went there, hey, boop, 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 I'm not gonna pass it. If I don't pass this class, I'm not gonna graduate high school. You know what I'm saying? As a person from East Oakland, mama not pushing me to graduate, nobody pushing us to graduate.
Right.
In my mind, I want to be more and I want to be better, right?
Right.
So went to him, said, hey, Mr. Burks, hey, bam, bam, bam. If I don't pass this class here, I will not graduate. So, all right, I'm gonna give you this, that. And at 17 years old, it clicked to me. My life is my life. I can make my life how I want my life. But it also clicked to me is this. I don't learn textbook first.
Everybody learns different.
I learn, I'm a visual learner. I'm a visual learner.
Everybody, to your point, yeah. Everybody learns different.
Remember this, I'm building buildings, right?
I'm an architect.
So I'm building buildings, right? So I go there, learn to build. Now I'm going back to school. You feel me? I'm up there going back to learn the terminology of shit. Cause now I know what I'm reading. I'm knowing what I'm looking at. You know what I'm saying? So this is my thing is learn how you learn first. Learn the fundamentals of how you learn. If you're textbooks or if you are visionary.
Right.
A lot of college kids are textbook. And they come out here like, oh my God, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. But now you're learning this. Or vice versa. Learn your way. And then you go back and learn their way. Period.
But the key part is learn.
Learn.
Yeah, that's
Never stop
And
learning.
be open to learn.
You have
Never
to.
give up.
Hey, like I always say, in life, and anybody that's watching, you get, this is some $1 million worth of game. Actually, I ain't gonna show that. This is something you'll get at 3 a.m. Always be the mindset of a child.
Open.
Exactly, because a sponge, a child absorbs everything. Once you block yourself off to learning different paths, or you think you the master or dominant in a certain area, psychologically, you cut yourself off from any new information.
Not just that, you cut yourself off from him helping you a better way or a better way that you can adapt to and make it your own way.
Right.
You gotta cut that
You
short.
gotta learn. Always be a child to learn and understand and be willing to absorb new information. We, by no fault of our own, through society, whether it's been the glorification of whatever bad parts of the culture that we always think that just the easy, like you said, you took no shortcuts. I respect that. I get it. The shortcuts teach you to be lazy, and laziness is death, and laziness and comfort zones equal second class benefits. Even if you think you first class, at the end of the day, second place is first loser. You'll get that at 3 a.m.
But along those same lines,
What would you say? Second place?
Second place is first loser.
along those same lines, though, you had said something really crucial. You had said that, and I'm pretty sure when you said about only 20% is on point. You mean reading at grade level.
Yes.
As a person that's been out here, that's helped educate, that does certain things, where do you feel the gap is in the where does the ball get dropped that these kids reach a certain age and they basically can't grasp what it is they're reading, and then thus many of them reject education because if you're not good at something or you're not adept at something, most of us will shy away from it.
True.
So where do you
Because
feel the disconnect comes?
I mean, in my experience,
question.
like I said, I went to 3 good schools: my elementary, my middle school, and my high school. My mother, my father never had to wonder whether or not we were getting a good education. And it was a public education. There wasn't no private schools or nothing like that.
Yeah.
And so when I came to Oakland, especially now that I'm a father, my son is 18 years old. So when he was 5 years old and I'm getting him into elementary school, I saw the difference. I understood the difference. And so when you ask when the ball get dropped, think about the very first time you understood that McDonald's tastes like shit.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
14, 15.
You got it.
Then you never go back to that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the challenges is helping people understand you getting McDonald's. And then you stop eating McDonald's. You be like, this is some bullshit. This is what you giving my kids? My son, we had to bite the bullet. I still probably owe a couple dollars on his elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
But I was not about to eat McDonald's and take a gamble with my son in the state that the local school was at the time.
Mm-hmm.
He was 5 years old, I was walking, I didn't have a car, but we stayed near a school. Had to bite the bullet, got him into the private school over there that was in walking
You
distance.
got to make it happen.
The local school where we was at, thankfully I know what to read. I know how to read. It's like when you look at the ingredients on something,
Mm-hmm.
and you know what certain ingredients are. Somebody showed me how to look up the schools and understand what the scores of the schools were.
Yes.
And it was like, no. It's like, wait a minute, you mean to tell me I gotta take my son all the way across town?
Mm-hmm.
But if that's what I had to do, that's what
You
I was
had to
gonna
do.
do instead of taking him to the school where he wasn't gonna learn, or be taking a chance where he'd be that
Mhm.
that other 80%.
Yeah.
What is IEP? Somebody in the question says, talk about kids with IEP.
I don't, I'm not an IEP expert. I think it's an individualized education plan or something like that. So, if your kid is having, any kind of
Just learning disability.
learning challenges, I don't even know if I'm
Oh,
allowed to
yeah.
say the word disability no more. I don't
How does that work in a place like Oakland where the teacher to student ratio is
Totally
just
different.
completely out of
Totally
whack? How
different.
could a
That's
kid
not
get
all
an
accident.
individual plan or something tailored specifically to them when there's maybe 33 kids in the class
Well-
and 16 other ones also need this attention?
When you go outside, you see all the trash in the streets of East Oakland,
Yeah.
and we keep driving past it. We live in filth.
Right.
We're living in filth out here right now, and
You learn-
people are not diagnosing it for what it is.
Right.
This city is filthy right now. That was one of the
Yeah.
reasons why I was running for city council, because I was tired of living in filth. And we keep on normalizing this shit. We keep on getting used to it.
Keisha, the topic is
Again,
education
what they say
and learning.
when you're sitting in your own shit, you don't smell it after a while.
After a while, it's just-
When we come outside and we stop getting angry and upset that there's trash all over
That's
the
what I'm
fucking
doing.
place,
I'm doing it
it's not just the school district, but it's the whole fucking city. It's filthy as fuck right now.
and boarded up.
And boarded up and closed off. Like this
Yeah.
shit magically
That's
doesn't
just
go
fuck
into
you
Stanley Andrew. It magically
Because-
doesn't go into Emeryville. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, exactly. Prime example of the. Let me try to
They're
get
doing a
a
little
word.
piece on that right now called Black International.
There you go.
From seminary all the way down, it's fucked up. You
Mhm.
go back that way, everything clean.
Everything clean.
And speaking of, because you said international, we don't call East 14 international.
Well, East
But
14.
it's funny that international.
They
I'm gonna go there. I'm
They
finna
sexing
go
it
there.
up.
I'm finna this.
They
Hey,
sexing it
this
up.
something you gonna get at 3 in the morning, but I hope you get it right now.
I pick
International is from the lake to the border of San Leandro.
Okay.
Before
It's the
and after that, it's East 14th. Why?
Because you know why? Because in the beginning it's the Asians, and then from First Ave to 14th it's the Mexicans,
Thank
and then it's from 14th to Seminary
It's
it's
the
blacks, and our shit is fucked up. We fucked up.
Thank
It's
you.
hella,
And
it's
everybody
hella abandoned buildings that's just
bought into that international
Yeah.
mindset
Yeah, so now
because you thought it was some big shit. No, you niggas just took a dick in your mouth.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Now, Keisha in the comments is saying Oakland is looking like a third world country that is being ran like a nonprofit organization instead of a business. Lamar is saying that IEP is government sponsored and it's basically a money game. I guess exploiting the kids.
Yeah.
Special needs
honestly,
kids or something?
and shout out to Keisha. I know who that is.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Shout out to Miss Keisha. She's very
She's very active on the
active.
show, faithful
How do you feel
watcher.
about-
I'm trying to get her on.
Hopefully
How
she
do you
don't
feel
mind.
about her
Let
comment,
me
though?
share a little bit about Keisha and her neighbors down there where they at. I ain't gonna say the block, but
Yeah, don't give her.
they put the work in on
She
their
do.
block.
She's
They
a
put the
true.
work in. Now, it doesn't mean everybody gonna like you when you're doing the work. But I bet you if you looked at that block back then and you look at it now,
different.
it was different.
360.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, no, 180.
So with you know, in regards to, you know, the IEP, I don't know enough to tell you where the money
I don't
comes
either,
from
so
or
I
what
wasn't
it's
even
for.
trying to go into that.
I don't want to do no conspiracy.
Yeah, I don't
business.
know.
I would say, you know, there's a lot of educational
I didn't
experts
wanna
out
go
here that
into
can
that.
answer that a lot better than I can. You know what I'm
Frankie
saying?
Baker got an interesting
And then as
time.
far as what was
I'd love to have a
saying,
conversation with. I wasn't trying to go there that way, but y'all. I mean, you know, it's free
Yeah,
flowing
we did- we did.
conversation.
She says,
hijacked
we
the
got
shit
one
with that,
person in the comment who says it's fucking up our kids, but it goes with repeating cycles and the dynamics of family.
You're right. You're absolutely right, sis.
But it also goes back to knowing the
But-
difference to when somebody feeding you garbage, so that way you stop eating it.
Yeah.
You know,
So
if I put that Big Mac and cheese in front of you right now, I bet you nobody in this room gonna touch this shit.
who the fuck having McDoubles and them 4 for $4? You niggas better stop going and talk. I mean, I ain't gonna say that. Y'all better.
I can't even see myself.
I grew
Every time I
up
eat it, I pay for it.
I
The next day, like, pay for it.
So
These businesses are like any other business. We keep
It's
on
a
going,
business.
we keep the doors open.
it's a business.
Sometimes you gotta close the business
Keisha
down.
says
You
it's
look
being
at-
run like a non-profit.
But you
I know
look at
exactly what you're talking about.
you look
I
at
know some good nonprofits, but I know exactly what she's talking about right now. You know,
look at all these different
they get the money that they don't do the work.
ventures and different things, just like the Grammys. And I got a good one. Y'all ready for this? Billboard magazine. Ooh, yeah, I'm finna go there. Y'all, you know where I'm going?
I don't know where you're going yet. We don't find out.
So Billboard magazine, because you know it's the 50th year of hip hop. Y'all all are part of the culture.
I was 1 year old when hip hop happened.
I
I
wasn't
mean, I
even
wasn't
born
born yet.
I wasn't born
a
yet.
year before hip hop happened. I was a year before
So-
hip hop
The
happened.
bars award.
I
Bill,
was 7 years
Bill-
before me.
so Billboard. Hey, Igor, comment on this shit too, bro. Igor watching.
What it do?
What it do? That's my guy. So Billboard magazine just put out a 50 greatest rappers of all time list. And this is just me personally. The opinions I'm gonna give you are some shit you'll get at 3 in the morning, but I hope you get it right now because fuck Billboard. But anyway, I'm a firm believer in everybody's individual opinion. Is your right. I will never argue. You can say Vanilla Ice is the greatest rapper of all time. I don't give a fuck. That's your opinion.
Yes, dog.
You're entitled to
Yes,
that.
dog.
For sure.
What society has done
Come on down, Baker.
is made everybody want to bully other people's opinion. And you got mainstream media, these outlets who use us to monetize themselves, but marginalize us when it comes to leadership roles. And we fall for the banana in the tailpipe.
Off
And,
Hagenberger.
and fall into massive we sick boss mode. So I just need y'all opinion on this. If
Rakim didn't put up enough work. Igor.
If Rakim ain't top, hey, I can. So, wait a minute, because I can say big. Never mind. Once again, I can go into, and it ain't even on West Coast by because Biggie only had 2 albums, and everybody's sucking his dick, and I ain't buying it.
Exactly.
Give me the butt, and that's not hating. I'm just saying.
Look,
But at the end of the day, that's my personal opinion.
I don't even know who the 50 is.
Oh, they had. I'm gonna say this.
What's up?
Of all time, the artist or the song?
They had 40
Artist.
in the 40s
30.
on an all-time.
Okay.
Now, once again, Billboard and me, I'm anti-establishment. I'm just a free thinker. Always have felt free. I think what happens is, because I've been hearing a lot of shit on the internet and social media about the list, and you know, but once again, this is a collective's opinion,
Yeah.
and once again, we as because we not black, and niggas stop calling yourselves black, because if you was meant to be in a crayon box, you mean a box. But the Pilgrims consistently try to put you in a box is equate to a coffin. So once you underground, you'll be in a box, and once you get that at 3 in the morning, you'll understand what the fuck I'm saying. Stop equating yourself to a color. But back to my point. I just had to go there for half a second.
You talking about the top
We are
rappers or the top 50 musicians?
Rappers. This is rappers. Billboard, who didn't give a fuck about hip hop, but everybody monetizes off the culture of hip hop. Because everything you brothers are doing, movies, sideshow, all that is the culture of hip hop. What it breached from? Because hip hop was the MC, the DJ, the graffiti artist, the breakdancer. Fuck, my head is.
Check it out.
There's a fifth element of it. But I'm just saying. And now you have a non-entity from the beginning of it, the essence of it,
Check it out.
rating us, and you have people that take that shit as law. And the thing is, people are going back and forth about it because first off, Nick.
Hold on, let me read the top 5.
No.
You can read all 50.
Look, I don't even know who it is. But
I already know who number one is.
I'm gonna say 2 things for you.
Yeah.
It was a movie that came out. What was that movie? Hip Hop, Love and Hip Hop, right?
The movie?
No. It was that movie.
Oh, yeah. You talking about with Sanaa Lathan and Tay Diggs.
Yeah, it was hip hop, right? And then
how he kept getting in position.
As you
I'm with you, Igor.
As you telling your story, Hooker Boy tell you, my man, shout out to B White and G Stack. I'm so open.
Number 10.
I'm so open, right?
I'm the only one.
I just got balls.
Open,
Don't get
and
wrong.
I'm open, right? We don't
10.
follow the billboards. We don't follow that bullshit.
I'm in
You
that
just say
brain.
Brown Sugar was the name of the movie.
Yeah.
Brown
You just said
sugar.
Brown Sugar.
Brown sugar, right?
yeah.
Jay-Z
Open.
is better than Rakim.
Hold on. I've been following our music for so long. C-Bo, Delinquents, Ascari X,
Shout out.
all that
All
that Oakland stuff. You feel me? Dangerous Dame.
Rest in peace.
You feel me? All that Oakland stuff. That's why the Bay in Oakland is
It
open.
goes hand in hand.
We don't follow that.
Well, we can all agree Jay-Z is number one, right?
No.
Nah. I could never do that.
Because you have to. Here's the thing. I respect everybody's opinion. Like I said, you can say Vanilla Ice is top 5, and that's your opinion.
There would be no
At the end of the
criteria
day,
for that, though.
At the end of the day, here's the thing, because
Will not be one.
it's a double-edged sword when it comes to. I think what happens in society, everybody wants to put their opinion above anybody else's and discredit anybody who thinks differently than what you think as an individual. Which,
We got a moral obligation, though, to not let bullshit fly.
right? I get what you're saying.
As
And you know me.
the true hip hop expert, I
called Twitter.
got. If somebody
Hey.
did say Vanilla Ice, I'd have to take them out back and so bad.
But at the end of the day, you look at listen to me. I'm being devil's advocate. That's my role.
Right.
At the end of the day, what do people want? The freedom of expression, freedom of opinion, and everybody whose opinion goes against the mainstream is ostracized. Everybody has a right to their opinion, whether I agree with it or not. I really don't give a fuck. But I remember back in the days when the Ghetto Boys said, fuck Oscar and Willie. He said, fuck Oscar, Emmy, and Tony. We are getting back in the realm of giving motherfuckers who only monetize and make profit off our culture, letting them be the way of the opinion. And that is putting a flaccid penis in your mouth and sucking it. Fuck y'all.
Man,
I said what the
Wow.
fuck I said.
So
And you already know. Because I gotta give it to you that way, because y'all that fall into the they right, and fuck you. You entitled to your opinion, but
I put it like this.
jack yourself off.
I'm gonna say one thing. Every generation has their generation.
Yeah.
This is their generation.
You can't. There's no goats. I'm with you.
Oh,
True.
this is their generation, right? We had ours. Tupac, you feel me? It was ours.
Yeah.
Shit, who was yours?
Jay-Z.
Goddamn, you feel me? I thought it was Money Waters or something.
Money Waters.
But I'm saying is, every generation has their generation. Just like, you feel me, our grandparents.
Yeah.
So this is their generations, this is their billboards.
Yeah.
So you
That's
got
this is all time billboard. It's
well,
all time.
well,
It's
all
all time.
time.
But
But
see, that's the
saying
whole
is,
thing, though.
it's these new cultures. It's
And
their
they-
prospect.
It's their
opinion on it.
Yeah,
But this is why I always got an issue with shit like this, because it's just like the whole hoop argument. Like, people say Jordan is the greatest of all time
Yeah.
because he got the most rings.
It was our
He
generation.
doesn't
now
have
they
the most
going,
rings.
but now they going by, no, not generational, because when I came up, I was trying to tell the OGs that Jordan was the best, and they was like, hell no, he ain't the best. You got Julius Erving and them that was
Urban.
better than them.
That was
you
their
feel me?
generation.
But right, exactly.
Bill Russell.
Stop
the
that,
whole
Igor.
and Bill
Stop
Russell
that.
and Bill Russell. But my point is this though, with the whole, so they going off
Bill
of him
Russell
winning
got
all the
10
Grammys
rings.
and having all of that.
No,
But
he
in the
got
hoop,
11.
I knew cats that was raw and hoop than cats that was in the league. Like
Right,
Hooking them
Infinite.
was. I can name a lot of people that I seen play hoop that I'm like, I know they raw. You know what I
We
mean?
don't-
So it's
for
like
sure.
if the youngsters, if you ask them who's the best player, they gonna say Steph Curry.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Right now.
They're gonna be
Right
like,
now.
"You're crazy.
They
He's
gonna
the
say
best."
Mike
Like,
Jordan.
what are you
Right.
talking
Exactly.
about?
Right.
It's a generation. It's a generation thing.
Yeah.
Like
You only see what you saw.
Right.
but they're all great.
Yeah,
All
they
right.
all-
Yeah.
Jordan
All
did
right.
play against a
Yeah,
level
all
of
right.
competition that
LeBron,
wouldn't be able
all
to ball
that.
right
Yeah,
now.
Hey,
great.
Simba said it
Did.
best.
Look at how big
And
that
shout out
ass
to-
is now, though. It wasn't
Shout out
an
Simba,
ass.
my
Shout out to young Simba.
Simba.
He said it best. He said everybody's the GOAT.
Jordan wouldn't,
Because we get
Jordan
into
wouldn't
these
be putting up them
conversations.
numbers in this era.
And to my point was, everybody wants to make their opinion higher than everybody else's opinion.
But there are people
and everybody's
that are
entitled to
qualified
their
to have a
opinion.
higher opinion on things.
Everybody, but that's so, dude.
A PhD can tell you more about something than somebody that got on the Wikipedia page.
On
There are
other
levels
certain
and
subjects.
qualifications.
You could be the
But I'm just,
fucking.
but I'm just saying,
You
ain't
can have a
everybody
PhD.
equal.
You can have a
You know?
whatever in whatever educational field or whatever that is, but it don't make you a master of something of common
Right.
sense.
But I'm just
And
saying,
you
though,
know
this
there's no such thing as
participation
common
trophy,
sense.
one of the
Because
things
if
that
sense was
ruins
common, everybody
America,
would have it.
one thing that makes America great is that everybody has a voice. One thing that ruins America, though, is that there are people who think my ignorance is just
Hey,
as
right,
good
Frank.
as your knowledge.
Here's the
Because
thing.
I count too.
Everybody
whereas-
counts.
Fall back and let niggas that know what they talking
So
about
basically,
talk.
No.
the
This is why
motherfuckers
we
who's
disagree
full
on
of
shit.
shit is pretty much full of shit.
He should fall back.
Okay.
No.
It's like if you say like, cause it's like this, cause there's some people that will throw out certain shit that's just flat out outlandish, and then you gotta be like, oh no, I really gotta respect this. We know that's outlandish.
Right.
Hey.
Like Nicki Minaj being number 10 is outlandish, even though I think she's wrong.
I think she raw too.
But when it comes to women, and here's something that will hurt a lot of people's feelings,
Uh-huh.
but when it do come to women MCs, she is number one. You can't tell me shit
Right.
like Lauryn Hill or this and that, because Lauryn Hill had one album. Because see, when you talk about shit like this artistic thing, I need to know, did you still have that creative fire 10 years later?
Can I say
Was
something?
you still spitting after you was rich? Because like a Terrell Davis come in, run for 2,000 yards 3 years in a row, and but his career can't compare to, say, Emmitt Smith.
Right, that's what I'm
Did that
saying.
shit
Right,
for
you can't
15
do that.
years.
You can't. Yeah, it's too, and not even that. It's a different time.
But I'm just saying, though, a lot of people will say, oh, Lauryn Hill is the
They had
best,
an
but she
internet,
only
they
had
had
one moment.
The
Nicki
distribution
done gave us
company like they got
15
right now.
years.
So, it's a different times because they didn't have the internet, they don't got the distribution companies, they don't got the people moving like
No,
they
but I'm
was
just
back
saying,
then.
though, is that
So you
you have to
think-
have a full
I agree.
career.
So you think if they
Lauryn
was at the
Hill
same
only had
time
this
frame
moment.
right now, who you think will be the best? Lauryn Hill. If they was on the same time frame right now, Lauryn Hill will have more records than her, bro.
You give it,
I
but
think so.
I'm just
See,
saying,
like
when
I
you go to
said,
skill
because
wise,
back to Simba's
hold on,
point,
when you
everybody
talk
has
about
goats of
skill-wise,
certain
we
eras.
talking about straight spit.
And
Yeah,
People
skill
give
get
Lauryn
too caught
Hill
up.
this credit because
I don't
she
give
also
her
was
all that.
singing, she was a part of the Fugees. But if you say,
No, I'm talking about
give
her
me
skill.
the top 5 Lauryn Hill songs where she spit, spitting, and you put them against the top 5 Nicki Minaj songs when
Hey,
she's spitting, Nicki
Rhapsody.
outspits her.
Like Eagle said,
And no
Rhapsody.
female
I'm gonna
ever
use some.
outspit
I'm
Nicki.
gonna use some females. 3D Not T.
She can't outspit Nicki.
3D Not T got bars.
People want to elevate certain females because Nicki over here with a BBL and got her ass out, and this chick over here looking conservative.
Okay,
so
so-
people say, "Oh, that's better because it's
I'm
more
saying,
pure."
I'm saying,
Okay,
because the
anyway.
time frame would be the same.
We
But they be
finna make sure you
doing
give people where you
Yeah.
tell people before we go.
on the road.
Tell people where they can find you at.
Go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, tell people.
Hey, first of all, I want to thank you guys for having us.
All day. We gonna continue this
I want to
conversation.
come back, and I was just
All
saying,
day. It's
next
all
time
good.
we come back.
Let's
And
do
I
this.
don't know where Ram went, but we all got to come back with one live clip.
Let's do it.
A clip.
Tell everybody where they can
We'll-
find you
we'll
at.
talk about that clip. So you guys can find me at Sydewayz.com. That's SYDEWAYZ.com for my IT. SidewayzCafe.com. Online is at Sideshows or at Sydewayz on all the platforms. I mean, shoot, we over a million or so hits on YouTube, even though I ain't posted nothing since forever, since they said they was not monetizing it. You know, we're out here. And I just want everybody to know, you know, most of the stuff that I do, I keep the little ones in mind. They're
That's
always
what's up.
looking at us. They're always looking up to us, literally.
Yes.
And you know, when we decide that we're gonna put our responsibility to these young people to the side, we're the ones that failed them. Not the schools, not the
Yeah.
rappers, not
Thank
nobody
you.
else. We're the ones that
That
failed
was
them. I'm gonna leave y'all
You
with
got
that.
where I was going. Because I like this little chatter, but that was my epilogue at the end. 'Cause I appreciate you definitely being on. You definitely will be
Yeah,
on.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
get
pin
some
your
Ravens,
info.
man.
Hit me. We gonna make this happen.
I'm about to
Cause
tune right in.
please do. And comment and tag. Put your info so I can pin it. Cause they asking for your.
You said that Sideways on what? On your IG? What's your
Yeah.
Christ, somebody reserved Sideways that got 3 kitty cats.
Yeah.
On IG, so on IG it's at Sideshows.
Hey, what's up, Melvin?
Hey Melvin, how you doing?
SYDEWAYZ.
Always appreciate you.
I'll chime in and text you in the thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna pin it.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Appreciate you always. We definitely we gonna keep this going because I like to have free flowing conversation. I'm
Hey,
always
somebody
about
just mentioned the
networking.
baddies of the Bay.
Oh no, we ain't going there.
Yeah, that way.
We're not gonna go that route.
I'm not. I'm not into.
Hey, but shout out to Sugar though.
That's my sister.
I'm not gonna knock the individuals that's a part of these shows, but just for me personally, I'm just gonna say this real. You know me. I stand on everything I say. The whole overarching aspect of these type of shows, I'm not with it. Never have been with it because it puts us in a negative light, and we continue to think that's the easy way to get on and do shit, and we fall victim to it because the overseers
She said she know you
give.
from the audition.
They give.
Who? Me?
They give. They let 1 or 2 through and make them semi-famous or whatever, and then people think, "Oh, see, she did it. I can do it." And I'm not knocking the she did it. I can do it because you gotta be able to dream. But
Off side buses.
if hold on, and you had them on. I had them on. And when they was on, I was talking shit.
Oh, you had him on the show?
I had Sugar on. Sugar been on the show a couple of times.
A couple of them was on
Yeah,
there, though.
a couple. And I stand
was
firm
on
on my
that
shit.
I produced my cousin.
I don't-
produced it.
And here's the thing.
I didn't like it. You know why
Thank
I didn't
you.
like it?
Because I don't.
We stayed in the house for 3 weeks, a month with these girls, right? And the part I didn't like was like you said, it's like trash. Like, why are you doing this to be on TV? Why are you doing this?
Thank
to
you.
serve?
That's-
You like
that's
selling
my
out.
mindset.
It's another form of selling out to
We
us.
putting
It's another,
ourselves.
when you go on them shows and be fighting this shit for no reason,
I'm
it's
gonna say
another
one
form of
thing
selling
to you,
out.
right? Because
It sells, but
nah. Listen,
I just it just don't sit right with me.
I'm gonna be real with you. That shit fucked up the black community.
Thank you.
Real tough. I'm gonna tell you why. The respect for us went out the fucking door. Period. You know what I'm saying? Social media, all that fighting and all that, it just showed people.
Don't you already know?
It showed people the toxic, the fucked up fundamental of the black culture. Like in your face, like, oh, they all fucked up. They don't.
That's why I'm gonna
There's
bring
no
one back.
order. There's no
I
this.
need-
It's just fucking everything up.
I'm gonna bring one back to show the beauty of the black. You know
Thank
what I
you.
mean?
That's what we got to get back
We gotta
to.
get back to
That's
just dating
fucked
something.
everything
That feels
up.
like a dating something, like you, the person living in the house trying to find a. It's entertaining,
I
but
like what you
fights,
said. I'm finna go
with
there.
fights, with fights and shit, I don't like.
It's low vibrations.
But,
Yeah,
but you gotta understand something.
Frequency is low.
Now, yeah, but how was you? Because I'm gonna say one thing to everybody.
Mhm.
You forgot how you was when you was young.
I get
Yeah, I
that
get
part.
that
Hold
part.
on, hold
But
on,
listen,
hold on.
I understand.
Banker, we need to make something happen.
I understand.
So us back then, they was doing. Hey,
on camera
true.
now
Put it on-
now
now
they
it's
on
on
camera.
podcast.
I get that aspect
Not
of what
just
you
that,
said. I
But we weren't
understand.
starting.
No.
We weren't staging
No.
fights. We weren't
Thank
going
you.
to the house.
No,
knowing
I'm
that
gonna
we
tell you
gonna
why.
have to beat up a
I'm
motherfucker
gonna tell you why.
when we living here because it's a show.
I'm gonna
No,
tell you
man.
why. I seen that podcast today
Mm.
when
I
Young
did.
Mouth, hold on, Young
No.
Mouth said something. He said, "Man, we failed."
The OGs failed the youngsters.
And I was like, wow, because back then it was a code. We wasn't filming no. They filmed everything,
Everything.
every dumb
Yeah.
thing.
Niggas dying,
We ain't
motherfuckers hurt. They
we
don't
ain't
even
never
help you no
film-
more. They just film you while you
Bro,
dying.
we ain't
They
never
don't
filmed us doing
Put
nothing.
out a camera on
That's
you.
like telling you.
I seen that shit happen every
Bruh.
time.
But,
This lady
to-
just got hit.
I understand.
And
What
what
you
you all the
filming.
fucking
That's
motherfuckers
crazy.
they jump out their cars.
What happens
I'm like,
is
hurry up, get the ambulance, do something. Her blood,
We-
real dark blood coming out of her head.
But I'm gonna tell you something. As
wanna
filmmakers, hold on.
That's
As real
I wanna know.
filmmakers, we see that.
yeah,
Instead of filming, we're gonna help. Y'all just out here just.
and
They
and
not used to
and,
the
and,
cameras.
and the
They
buffoonery.
not used to the camera.
You know
The
what I'm saying?
problem of it,
It's crazy.
and to respond to Dolph, who's my guy, he know I had a couple of them on, and even on the show, I was like, how could y'all do that? Because once again, I'm not bashing the individual.
It's the culture.
Thank you, and that's always been my stance. It's
Yeah, we don't
like
want that on our culture. Or
I'm
our
like
culture.
I
'Cause if-
and unfortunately, that's the shit that get the clicks, the likes, the views,
Dumb
all the
shit get
buffoonery
everything
and the
get
debauchery
clicks and
and the
likes.
extra shit.
That's
And
it, no.
when do we get back to
It's
us, like you said, trying to do some genuine shit? And because everybody,
Hours in the phone.
true,
Power
everybody,
in the phone.
and I'm and here's the thing.
look.
I'm not
That's
listening.
the power. You can change your
I
life
watch-
right now.
You know, I could watch a
Watch
fight
some shit.
video, a video of some motherfucker
You
getting
watch
punched out, and I'm like,
anything. You watch a
damn.
motherfucker get
Right
their
here.
neck
And it's
off on that
everything.
motherfucker. I watched
Your
a
whole
lady.
life.
I watched a
is
lady
right
get her
here.
neck sawed off on the internet.
I've
Your
seen
whole
some
life
shit,
right
here.
video in real. I've seen.
Your whole life. Phone calls,
You seen that
internet.
shit?
Mexico.
Yeah, the Mac.
Hey,
I've seen some
bills,
shit.
right?
I seen the shit where it was the one cat who it was a youngster. He slept with some drug lord's daughter or whatever and filmed it. And they caught up with his ass
They killed him.
and filmed it. And they filmed what they did to him.
It's fucked up. Was the one where he was asleep?
No.
And they came up and just knocked his ass out and hit him.
No,
The
they
dude
did.
beat I said,
They beat
whoa.
the dog shit out of him and off him. And don't get me wrong, here's the thing, full disclosure. Back to the VHS days, I was the cat who had all the Faces of Death movies
Yeah,
I seen
back
all
in
that.
the day.
I seen all that.
Everybody in the dubs used to get them from me. Because I had all of
I
them.
seen all that.
Because I had the
Yeah.
dual,
Yeah.
remember the dual VCRs when you can play and record?
Yeah.
Remember when them first came out?
Yeah.
When them was
It was
like
like
1,000,
80,
15? I had them
88,
when I was...
89.
I had that growing up.
Look,
So
88,
I go to video only in Alameda because the Alameda had all the Faces of Death. See, I'm aging myself. And I used to play motherfucking arcades at Nico's on 23rd and East 14th back in the day. Paperboy and all that shit. Nico's arcade. But I'm just saying. So I get the sensationalism of the you want to see. I get that.
Yeah, he said Miko's.
Yeah, Nico's arcade. Because remember, King's Boxing Gym was next door before they moved to the east.
Yep. I remember that shit.
Age myself, ColecoVision, Atari 2600.
ColecoVision,
All
Atari
that
2600,
Defender,
Atari
nigga
5200.
Pitfall, nigga before Nintendo, nigga.
Yeah.
But I mean, we also gotta look at certain things.
I'm
that's-
original before the
We gotta look
You
at
know what I'm saying?
certain things though is generational. Like for instance, when I first started in the music business, they had things like the Gavin would come over to San Francisco, this and that. And I remember talking to some older executives, and they told me, "Hey, you got to get this book called This Business of Music.
Mhm.
So I go down to the bookstore, and that shit was $126. I thought that shit was $126 when a nigga was making like $4.75 an hour. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I went and copped it. See dude again at Jack the Rapper. He's like, hey, remember you? So did you get that book? And I was like, yep. And he said, okay, you're serious. I said, you're serious. I was just gonna skin and grin. Basically, I was just gonna skin. If you hadn't got the book, I was gonna slap you on the back and say this and that. I wasn't gonna take you serious. It's like, but you did get the book. Okay, you serious. And then he started asking me little questions about mechanical royalties and stuff like that. Just like see if you knew, right?
Yeah.
But and I say all that, and then Kashif wrote a book about how the music business and this and that. And it was required that even if you didn't go to college, if you didn't do certain things, if you was gonna get an A&R position, if you was gonna work for the Interscopes, if you was gonna work for the New Tribe, EMI used to have offices right here in Alameda. If you was gonna work for them type of people, even if you didn't have formal education, you had to at least had those. So in our generation, we look at it as, oh, you got to earn your spot. You got to educate yourself. Like Yap was saying, you got to learn. But in this current generation, if a chick is cute, if a chick is cute and she can throw some hands, then she can get on TV. And so, and I'm not gonna lie, if a motherfucker would have told me in 1991, we're going to get you in this room, and if you smash on a couple niggas, we're going to put you on TV, I wouldn't have been reading them fucking books and doing all that shit. I just would have been there acting.
We educated ourselves for nothing.
Yeah.
But see, I can't act like, I can't hold these new people to the same standards because it's a new generation.
And they didn't learn from like we learned.
Right.
They didn't.
If I feel as a carpenter, right, to be a project manager, to be a project engineer, right? He went to college for 4 years, right, to get his
6.
to get his degree in the same field of where I could just go and pay $5,000 to get certificates.
And now you can do that.
And
You
the
go
same
sit in
shit.
class and you do the same shit. Man,
Same
project
shit.
manager and walk up to that motherfucker with a piece of paper like,
Same degree, cert, same shit.
I mean, it's
different.
It's a different way.
It's a world. It's a different era. But and it's always been people that if you say, man, if you willing to go all in and act a fool, you can get a check. Now, if I don't have a certain level of education, if I don't have a certain level of maturity where I can, because see, I know I can make some dollars. So if somebody come to me with a sucker deal or basically come and say, I got a tap dance or this and that, I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here. But if you get at me 23 years ago, and I'm working in the fucking warehouse, and the man said, you're going to be late one more time, I'm going to fire you. And the bitch that I really want is fucking a nigga on the Raiders, and I'm in the club, and the motherfucker telling me ain't no dress code, but this other nigga got on flip-flops because he got paper, and that motherfucker tell me, if I go in here and act a fool, if I can go act a fool on here, I can get this paper, and I can live that life over there. Man, you can't tell me 20-something-year-old me wouldn't have
If you
been
would have
over
said
there
that, if you would have said that 20 years ago, if you would have said that 20 years ago, they would have been laughing at you like, look,
At the end of the day, you do better once you know better.
But I'm just saying, though, but we expecting a new generation who don't have our life experiences and don't cover our society to have the same standards as we got.
At the same time,
They don't know.
They don't know.
We, and I'm including myself in we've allowed and given clout, prosperity, or high esteem to low vibrational shit.
I don't know about that because
I'm just saying as a whole. I don't condone the shit.
I don't even look at it.
But I'm not going to exclude myself as ever being a part of the problem.
Right. So that's why I say your podcast, my podcast, look at what he's doing. We are the teachers. We are the teachers of the new, right?
You got to.
So saying
They don't want to listen.
So OGs dropped the ball on us, and we dropped the ball on others, but we teaching others how to not drop the ball and keep shit going right.
I got a class with February 19th.
Okay.
Anybody want to come?
That's
was charging $100, now $75.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be game, man. Come get the free game and learn how to do it.
And look.
real fast.
And look.
In 30 days, you'll learn how to do a movie.
Look.
And
look.
you're going into what
I'ma
was
be there
my,
soon.
my last question.
How's
for
that?
both of y'all.
It's good.
Where
I'll
they
be real
wait,
busy.
hold on, but they gotta go to your page, or how do they
I
find
was-
out?
Yeah, my page. Hooker Boy
They-
Filmz at 510. Hooker Boy Filmz with a Z. Just put in Hooker Boy Filmz 510. Make sure you got the 510 because I got 3 pages. 2 of them got hacked, so 510. Hooker Boy Filmz.
So,
I
and
think-
what you saying is going into my last question for y'all, because I always try to give us, because I'm about us.
For sure.
For any young,
Kids are free.
old,
Kids from
what
from 13.
I'ma
to
say one
direction, what advice? 'Cause this is going into what you was just speaking on. You spoke on it before I started, because that's how I wanted to end it. What are and can we offer to the people who come after us so we don't fall into this trap?
Let me go first.
Go ahead.
So going back to what you said first, don't get too comfortable. So don't get too comfortable of what you're doing. I'm gonna say one thing because I say I've learned follow the money. If it make dollars, it makes sense. But don't get used and be loyal to where you be like, all right, I'm comfortable. Once you get comfortable, you're gonna lose every time. And don't get comfortable and just keep on pushing, even though you might get stuck and be like, what do I do next? It don't matter. The money is gonna always be there. Just keep on pushing. Simple as that.
Never give up.
Never give up.
And that's what I was saying. Never give up on yourself. And also, like, educating the, like I said, from 14 on down, y'all can come for free. But educating the children and the kids to be more, you know what I'm saying, to be more, like in Atlanta, I go to Atlanta, or I go to Texas, it's all black newscasters, it's all black everything, so that's what we trying to get them into, you know what I'm saying, so they can do open another lane on this shit, instead of just in the street type shit. We can go give them a whole new lane where they can open
Got
up,
it.
you know what I'm saying?
We got to be able to
We
tell
gotta
our
be-
stories.
Yeah, and we got to be able to tell our story at the same time, and we got to be able to expand our you know, our story. Our story got to keep going.
Yeah.
It can't stop. We got to keep going. When we gone, there got to be somebody else in place to
Control
tell it.
the narrative.
So when I'm control the narrative, and I want somebody else to be in place to take. After this, it's gonna be somebody else, and then after that, they can teach somebody else, and so forth and so on. And that's how we. That's what I want to do. And plus, I like back in our days, we older, so it was black film, like Dolomite and shit like that. That shit was like, ooh, I was really like, ooh, how you do this?
Listen,
How Dolomite
when I first started filming, that's how I met Pharaoh. At Pharaoh's, Sam, Ram, and then we called ourselves the Black Collective. Remember that?
Yes.
Remember that? Hold on.
Yep.
Yeah. So I was what? I was like 29, 30, and I didn't believe how many filmmakers we have in the Bay Area. It blew my mind.
You will be surprised.
I was like, wow. No, this is when I remember I went from 99, 2000. I left for 6-7 years and came back with like, wow.
I'm still upset. That
Right,
that
so-
got jumped.
And then it goes back to names. You heard Hooker Boy. I'm like, who the fuck is Hooker Boy?
Dang, used to ring.
I had a name with no face for what, 2-3 years? I made him do a Brookfield production.
Production, shout out Thurman, rest in peace,
Thurman.
Thurman.
Yeah, rest in peace to OG.
Thurman got me a shout out. Look, Thurman's so raw. Thurman got shout out to Thurman, rest in
I'm
peace.
telling you.
Thurman got me, nigga, I can't find it to this day. Thurman got me a shout out. He brought me to a conference in San Francisco where fucking Obama was what was he before the president?
He was
senator.
Yeah.
He shouted us both out.
Yeah.
He shouted us both out. Obama shouted out Hooker
I
Boy
bet Thurman
Filmz.
let them have
Hey.
it suited and booted
Hey,
right
Hey,
there.
I remember that.
Thurman.
So,
Thurman.
when I
He got me a shout out with Obama. I still can't find it. That was the
Yeah.
biggest thing.
I
And then
remember
he
that.
became president. My baby mama used to be like, "That's so big."
you know
You shout your name out.
I remember that.
I was like, hard. I
That's
can't
that
find
mouth
it.
to ear.
Yeah.
Like I speak
Yeah,
on
bro.
because
I used to love Thurman, man. He put me with a
you
lot of stuff.
guys, as being pillars of the community.
Yeah.
That responsibility.
But then,
Exactly.
like I just say, I'm always in the background.
I like being in the back.
I
The reason
love
you
being in
get
the
to see my
background
face because I had a podcast.
Because
I do what should have did. I stay in the background.
I keep telling you, I see a lot of shit going on, right? I see a lot of shit
But
going
then
on.
you gonna have to see
That's
yo
why I
all
love
in the
the background
video.
because I get to
I'm humbly
connect
cocky.
and connect, yap and hook and
Yeah, that's what-
talk. Come on, bro.
We got a network, and that's and
I'm gonna
once
be all in
again,
the video.
this
Yeah,
platform,
I'm
I
all
get
in
it, and I get it. I'm fucking with it, but I get that. But the premises of this platform that I got is to do just that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to network with everybody.
Mhm.
I want everybody to win. I want us to share because I can give you. We all heard this fucking term. I can give you a fish. I'll feed you for a day.
Can you get some
If
more?
I teach you to fish,
You're gonna eat forever.
thank you.
Hello.
My fishing poles stay in my truck. Because you never know when I might want to cast my line out. Because shit always bite. You just gotta have the right bait.
Yeah, I
You'll
appreciate
get that
you.
at 3 in the morning.
sure.
3. I'm gonna start using all these good at
Yeah, I'm finna, yeah.
I
So,
thought he said some shit. I texted
yeah.
and said,
And my man Camo is always. So before we end this, and I'm humbly gracious for y'all. Hey, I look up to you brothers all
Thank you,
day.
bro.
You know,
Appreciate you for
I'm ecstatic having y'all here. Always, I told you I've been wanting to get you here for a minute, and I'm patient. I'm a patient nigga. I'm a Sagittarius. Patient.
I seen that shit. I was like, that shit going up, man. I gotta get on that.
I'm
I gotta
trying to
be a part
build.
of that shit. And it looked very good, bro.
And the thing about it,
It
to
looks
be
good.
honest,
Y'all
I
look
don't
good
do
on
it
this
for
one.
all the. I like going where I go and be like, oh, they got people know who I am, but I ain't gotta be the.
Yeah.
This is the only reason you see me, because all my other ventures, I'm in the background.
For
That's
sure.
what I do.
That's how it's
Like an
going,
earthworm.
so
I make
it
shit
is.
happen.
I'm gonna have my last shot because I know I like Cognac, baby.
That's what we do.
But
But
with it,
tell everybody where they can find y'all at and which.
you find me on the block at work. That's my block now, South City, building buildings.
That's what you doing.
Sure. Nah, but you like I said, I'm working on something for our kids, your kids. You know what I'm saying? That way they can get into trades, into schools, into filming, into shit like that. That way
happen.
they can have shit for themselves. Even being an entrepreneur, I'm not saying work for nobody, but work to where they profit and not settle for less than what they're worth. And it's not even about selling their worth, because your worth is beyond measurable. Your worth is what you
Say that.
is what you perceive it is. So your worth is beyond. I'm worth more than what the fuck I'm getting paid. So I
Me
want
too.
more.
I told
Sure.
myself now it's $250 an hour for anything. Like,
Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
is $250 an hour.
Your salary that your
Add
job
up.
pays you
Add that
is a
Come on.
deterrent for your
I
dream.
need it.
I talked to this lawyer the other day. He said, man, you can pick my mind, but if you pick in my mind for more than 3 minutes, you pick in my pocket. So keep that in
Real.
mind.
You want 800 for sure.
Yeah. After 3 minutes, you pick in my pocket.
What's my phrase? Conversation run the nation, and procrastination is a violation. Cash me out if you gonna ask me out.
Mm.
You get that at 3 in the morning. Once again, my brothers,
Appreciate you,
Wab,
brother.
it's all love.
Appreciation, bro, for
Um,
sure.
Yes, sir.
I'm
Yes, sir.
humbly appreciative of
Yes,
you
sir.
being
Big
coming
Webb
on
in the
tonight.
building.
Need you in the
We
movie. Come on,
gonna,
bro.
we definitely
For
gonna
sure,
network
brother.
some
Yeah,
more.
brother.
Yeah,
for sure.
My doors is open. You know what I'm saying? I'm a humble
This all 3 of y'all
servant.
podcasts?
Yes.
All 3 of y'all be on here? Okay.
This-
Okay.
this,
That's what's
I
up.
do it every week. This
That's
year
what's up.
4. We
Yeah.
own.
I'm fucking with it.
We've been.
I gotta come back.
It's
I got a
good.
new movie. I'm
It's
coming.
good. We gotta promote. Y'all
I'm in
got
the background. I'm gonna come in my green shirt. I'm gonna come in my green shirt, my boots, and everything. Yo, like this nigga didn't change.
Let everybody tell where they can find y'all at before we end this.
You can find me at Hooker Boy, HOOKERBOY FILMZ 510. Hooker Boy Filmz. If you don't know, that's like.
Yeah, what's happening? We got you next week.
Yeah.
Pretty girl.
YouTube.
That's King Fear.
Yeah,
Hooker
King
Boy.
Fear in the building.
Hooker Boy Music Group on YouTube. That's where you can find the price, the movie, If you go look up Oakland Hood movies, you can find all my movies. It's gonna pop up. A few of them on YouTube.
Y'all better watch them, boy.
Yeah, watch that. Watch that.
Right,
price,
man. That's
man.
Look,
Hey,
been around, man. He been around doing his thing, man.
Hey, and when
I
you
was
do
like,
watch
woo.
it, like it, comment on it,
Yeah,
and
subscribe.
share it.
Share it.
Share.
That's the whole thing. Share.
It's the clicks
Share
and
means a
buttons
whole
that-
lot,
yeah.
man.
It's just
Sure.
buttons
Hey,
and
for
clicks.
real, like this. Hey, y'all. Hey, no
Share
bullshit. Hey, I don't ask for much, and I don't never want to be the biggest celebrity. If people want to, I want to be the best podcast, to be the best host. My thing is, if you genuinely like what we doing, like and share it.
For sure.
That's what's up. Cause, hey, everything come out of my pocket, and I make figures. I'm good, but I'm just saying, you want to share it, I appreciate it. You do. If you don't, okay, whatever. But at the end of the day,
It's good.
the day is
So in a
over.
minute, man.
In a
Salute.
minute.
Let me, let me
Appreciate it. I mean,
tell them where you find you at, bro. You didn't say
tapped
it.
out. But look, man, Black Web Projects, Black, like Black, Web, 2 B's, Projects. You know what I'm saying? PROGCTS Projects. Facebook, Instagram. Hop on YouTube, see some of my old professional videos. Got a short film, you know what I'm saying, that made some Sprint TV and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? But
That's what's up.
as far as filming, I say I stepped back
Okay.
because it's so much technology
Come back.
now. It's like, wow.
Bring you back.
So,
You gonna get back in?
You gonna bring it back.
Reinvent yourself?
but
I ain't
like I say, I still got 2 scripts and
You feel me?
animation. So
They got the you feel me? Me like me leave. You
it's
feel
all
me?
good.
I ain't
man.
leaving.
Camo?
I'm here to
That's
stay. Movies, we got. It's gonna be big. Watch this.
Y'all talking way up here. Who said this shit way up here?
I did.
I was like, he's talking way up here. Measuring stuff
Listen
and
though,
shit.
movies on the way though. I'm telling you, the Black Spike Lee, the new Spike Lee,
Hey,
not the
not
Black
just
Spike.
that.
The new
is
Spike Lee. I'm
we
telling you.
East Oakland though.
East Oakland.
Not
And we
just
got
that.
a lot of stories. See, they don't got no stories in Hollywood. We got a lot of stories.
Hey,
Oakland,
I got
East
one
Oakland.
for him. He was like, whoa.
We got
Remember
stories.
that one?
Yeah,
He
we
was like,
got
whoa.
stories. We got stories, man. We're not gonna never run out. So we got films. We got movies. We got,
Times don't change just to people.
for sure.
Man,
Camo.
yeah, shout out. It's your boy Cam, man. Camouflage, KAMM when you look me up.
They tell me,
Mhm.
Sure, I
Instagram.
do follow you.
So,
I do follow
y'all
you.
tap in
Please do.
to everybody who's following us. If you missed the episodes, y'all know to go on
YouTube.
and find all the
Facebook
episodes.
page.
So if y'all had to get off because you was driving or whatever it is, man, tap in to my kids, man.
Yes, sir.
We really in here doing it. And we just want to show y'all what Oakland really is, man, for real.
Say shit.
And then look,
Uh,
last thing, I know it's about filming this shit. We're gonna tap into that construction field too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what's happening?
other-
Oh, I got you on topics. We'll
It's
tap
another one.
into
Hey.
that. And
Go ahead.
so before we
Like
go,
construction.
King Fee.
Yeah,
We need to
it's
do
another
it,
money
man.
over here.
So, hey, y'all, make sure y'all tune in next week. I got Pretty Gang coming in.
Yeah.
King Fee is tuning in tonight. Much respect,
Right,
sis.
Pretty Gang.
East Palo Alto's
Yeah, I see that.
finest. You know me. I represent because I got dual citizenship. Everybody know. Menlo and Oakland. That's
Wait,
me
wait.
all day.
Come on,
What's your?
Yeah.
Eddie Pratt.
That's fam. That's fam.
Look,
I see he was watching.
look,
Yeah.
look.
You
I'm
know.
tapped in.
That's tapped in. That's
I'm tapped in.
Hill Street. Menlo.
Sure. I'm tapped
I'm
in.
dual citizenship. We're going to holler.
I'm tapped in. Look,
All
I
day.
told him.
Next week, we got Pretty Gang coming next week. All 3 of them sisters coming in. After that, we got CMB Narcotic, Big Mott. And then after that, we got Aldro Media coming. Man, I got some shows hooked up, man. Hey, I'm trying to network and have everybody come on. I'm trying to really just give everybody opportunity to be on, man. You know what I'm saying?
sir.
I network. That's what we doing. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure y'all check out my sister Renee with Venus Lounge. She finna be coming back on. Shout out to Tiffology. She's our official 4th co-host of the show. I'm your boy, man. You can find me everywhere your chick had touching herself. Why? Because that's where I'm at. Nah, I'm just joking, but I'm only serious. Hey, anyway, but now it's time to say goodbye to all my Negro friends. Hey, man, y'all have a good week.